Hey there, folks. Adam going live with Brennan and Alana, Teresa, Patricia. The whole team is going live. We are tracking storms that are moving into deep southwestern Ontario. Michigan has already seen quite a few tornadoes from this system. However, it's very questionable if we're going to end up seeing tornado activity here. The storms still look pretty potent, pretty grumpy. But the environment is going to change as it starts to move into southwestern Ontario. So main risk is going to be large hail as possible, torrential rain, so maybe a little bit of isolated flooding. Frequent lightning is obviously a classic part of these types of storms. But we are also we're gonna monitor just in case stranger things have happened. So it's kind of like the previous live streams we had this year where we're watching the storms move into deep southwestern Ontario, into Essex County, maybe into the Sarnia areas, maybe pushing up towards London. And we're going to be watching them closely just to make sure that what we're expecting is what is going to happen. And what we're expecting is that the storms are going to become elevated as they move into deep southwestern Ontario. So Environment Canada is playing it on the safe side. They have a severe thunderstorm watch in place, and they have mentioned the potential for a tornado within the severe thunderstorm watch. On their forecast map, they highlighted basically just a chunk of Essex County, a very small area where they were expecting maybe could have some tornado activity sneak across the border. And we have quite a few storms that are on their way. But our thoughts are definitely with those in Michigan, in Portage, Michigan, where they've had pretty devastating tornado activity this late afternoon into the evening hours here. It's been pretty brutal. Also, our thoughts are with those in Oklahoma who got hit yesterday. It's been a pretty brutal couple of days. And before that, we had Nebraska, and Iowa, and a whole bunch of activity. But anyways, so our thoughts are with all those who are being affected in the States, and we're watching closely here from Southern Ontario to see what is going to occur. I'm going to jump over here to Instant Weather Pro. And actually, first I'll take a look at Brennan's forecast map. Huge thank you to the Ontario Opticians Association for sponsoring our forecast maps. And this is Brennan's map here. As you can see a little bit below me here, you can see that Windsor and Leamington are highlighted in our slight risk. And then we have in our isolated or kind of like a marginal risk, we have all the way up to Sarnia, over through St. Thomas, but it kind of cuts off just before London. For those who are always wondering, what does gray mean on our maps? There's two shades of gray, only two, not a larger number than two. And so basically the darker gray is going to be the U.S., as you can see here, the U.S. and or Quebec. It's basically areas outside of our particular region that we cover. And then the light gray means you're probably not going to see any storms. However, there will be storm activity tomorrow for Eastern Ontario, so that will change for tomorrow's forecast map.
I would like to clarify there's actually 3 shades of gray if you think about it. There's
including
a
like the legend?
Yes.
Oh, well, yes, 3.
I like my shades of gray.
As long as it's not 50. Okay, so long story short, that is your forecast map. So basically, you're going to see some thunderstorms that are moving to the northeast. They're going to track from deep southwestern Ontario across the region overnight. So lightning and thunder is possible for many overnight. But if you're in the yellow area, you could be seeing some big time hail. I think we even talked about maybe 3 to 4 centimeter hail. And there's already been our friend Francis from NZP Chasers actually took a photo of a 4-inch wide, not 4-inch tall, but 4-inch wide hailstone in Michigan. So big time hail happening in Michigan right now. There was lots of tornadoes, lots of tornado warnings. It looks like most tornado warnings have been dropped. There's only tornado warnings down in Ohio at the moment. But basically we've got a few storms that still look fairly potent heading up towards our area. Again, we're not expecting them to be that significant because the environment does kind of drop off. The supercell environment does kind of continue. However, there's going to be a lot of inhibition, and that should keep the storms elevated. So we should see the storms become less surface-based, and when they're not interacting with the surface, then chances of a tornado become much, much, much lower. So the chances of a tornado anyways were low, and now it's becoming probably lower if it stays elevated. So that's good news because we don't want any tornadoes in our backyard here. And again, our thoughts are with those who had to experience that in Michigan. But again, stranger things have happened, so we are going to watch it closely. I'm going to jump over to Instant Weather Pro here, and lots of cool updates coming in Instant Weather Pro. We're actually going to be improving our U.S. radar updates, switching to the shorter intervals. So if you are an Instant Weather Pro subscriber, you'll be getting like the 2-minute intervals when the radar starts scanning like that. All the U.S. alerts are going to be working great, and it's all that kind of stuff. So you can see there's a special weather statement right here on this particular storm. I've been keeping a close eye on this storm, which is south of Milford Township here, because it kind of has a hook on it, but the velocity has been becoming weaker and weaker on it, which is good. But anyways, we're just going live as a precautionary measure. We just want to make sure we're watching these storms as they track into the region. So I don't think it's necessarily going to be the longest live stream, but it will probably last for a little bit as we make sure that these storms are not tornadic as they come into southwestern Ontario. But again, we could see some decent-sized hail from them. Point Pelee and, again, Essex County probably has the best chance to see severe with this. Besides that, maybe Sarnia. I mean, if you look at the severe thunderstorm watch from Environment Canada, you can see they covered all the way up to Sarnia and all the way across Chatham-Kent, Thamesville. I always get that wrong. I go to call it Thamesville. Thamesville, Essex County, Kingsville, and Point Pelee. So that whole area is covered in a severe thunderstorm watch. There is a mention of a chance of a tornado, but probably the chance is limited to basically, Windsor and Amherstburg and LaSalle, kind of like just as they start to approach. However, right now, besides this one over here, there is no severe thunderstorm warning just on this one storm, but they continued it. It was a severe thunderstorm warning here, but as you can see, they continued it as a special weather statement from the National Weather Service. So they're expecting it to probably weaken a bit. The overall percentages on it, there's a 4% tornado chance on it, 47% severe, 16% chance of severe hail, and a 29% chance of severe wind. So still a potent storm. The storms to the south that are down in Ohio will be kind of heading up towards our area, but they're going to get here late. And what I'm referring to are these ones down here. There's multiple tornado warnings right now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 tornado warnings down here in Ohio and further to the south as well. This particular one, by the way, this is not our Ottawa. This is in Ottawa down south of Toledo, Ohio. But this particular storm is kind of heading in this direction. So eventually it's going to head up towards kind of Lake Erie. However, it's going to be quite late at that point, and chances are it's going to be subsevere. So in general, it's not going to be that bad of a situation, we don't think, but we do think there is a little bit of a risk for maybe some damaging winds. If something can become surface-based, so it's pretty questionable though, but mainly a big hail risk is what we're thinking. So we'll see. And it might not even get that big. Maybe it'll just be kind of, dime and maybe nickel-size hail. We'll see. But it is possible that we could see hail, very isolated, depending on if these storms decide to kind of recycle and strengthen a bit. We might be seeing maybe some quarter-size hail, maybe loony, and possibly a little bit bigger. But overall, we think the general risk is on the low side. Just saying, just looking through the comments here. Michaela says, will anything happen in Ottawa? Not today, but tomorrow is certainly possible. There might be some severe, at least marginally severe storms in Eastern Ontario tomorrow.
I noticed NATOcast was highlighting like the
Eastern
Peterborough to like northern Kingston area. Or it's like
that makes sense.
Green blob.
I think they're taking into account updraft helicity as well too, because I saw some tracks that kind of go through that area. So I think they're probably taking that into account as well. But so there's a little bit of supercell chance tomorrow, kind of along the Lake Ontario border, over by Kingston-ish area. So we'll see exactly where that ends up showing up. Let's see here. Ashley says some rumbling starting here on Pelee Island. Thank you very much, Ashley. Appreciate it. Lena says, hey, Adam, I can comment now. Hey, Lena. Lena Shaw. Lana Shaw went and got herself a YouTube account. That is cool. I did I said it was going to be a short tutorial. Ended up being, even after I edited and tried to clip down on some of my ums and ahs, it was still 10 minutes long. But I wanted to really do a step-by-step tutorial because we did a
We
big
never
survey,
do
and
anything short.
I never do anything short. Now I'm like, this is a short little survey, and ends or a short little video ends up being 10 minutes. But I wanted to do a step-by-step tutorial because from our survey, a vast majority of our community is on YouTube. And I know YouTube's not maybe everybody's favorite platform. However, there's a ton of upsides of us live streaming on YouTube. Basically, if we can take our community of folks that watch the live stream, and if we can all be on YouTube together, then at least we're in one spot. Dylan says there's 11 tornado warnings in the States right now. Thank you, Dylan. Appreciate it. But if everybody's in one spot, that's a good thing. Okay. But another good thing is that when the YouTube algorithm sees all of the traffic from our entire community, which would normally be on Facebook, coming over onto YouTube, then they're going to say, oh, this is a popular live stream, and they're actually going to promote it to more people. And our whole thing since 2013 has been to raise awareness about tornadoes and severe weather. And the way we can do that is by getting more eyes on our content so that we can help folks stay safe. So if you want to help us help others stay safe, then YouTube is a great place to be. Also, you can watch it on your TV because a lot of TVs, if you have Rogers or a Bell box, you just press that like microphone button and you say YouTube instant weather. And it will show up, you click it, and our live stream will be on your TV. Then you can still use your phone to message family members. You can still use your iPad to check radar. You can basically still use your other devices as opposed to having to kind of go back and forth between the streams. So YouTube is definitely it's a superior platform for live streaming than Facebook for a number of reasons. For quality of the stream. And we also, Brendan, can you just double check too? I want to make sure we turn off the because I think we can disable the ads that happen during the live stream, or at least we can very much limit them. And that would be a good thing as well too. Now we are live on Twitch as well. And Twitch is a really cool and unique community. And we're not going to say everybody, like, we only have like a few hundred people watching on Twitch ever. So we're not going to hey, a couple hundred people on Twitch, please come over to YouTube. I mean, if you want to, that'd be great. But if you don't, that's okay, and we'll keep it as is. But like typically we'll have like 95% of our community watching on Facebook, or like 90%, and like 9% is from YouTube, and like 1% is from Twitch. So we're trying to hopefully nudge everybody over to Facebook. Now that this doesn't mean we're not going to ever go live on Facebook. I think if there's like tornado on the ground, big time event, it's if
There's
stuff's really
also
hitting the fan.
that when people see our live notification on Facebook now, they'll know there's like a serious reason why we're live on Facebook. Like,
yeah, and that's always been kind of a thing with us. A lot of people say, "Oh, we don't like that you're going live for like less marginal or more marginal events because when typically we think when you guys are going live, it's like stuff. It's really happening right now. Like stuff is really getting strong. So we want to definitely live stream more than just." Like we don't want to just like hit go live just as the tornado hits the ground. We want to give people a good heads up on what's happening. So yeah, that's a good point, Brennan. Yeah, we want to go live earlier. So go live earlier on YouTube, and if something like really significant is happening, like if there was like 3 tornado warnings right now in Michigan and they were just about to head towards Windsor, like we would go live like probably before they hit the ground. We'd be like, okay, this is a really dangerous situation. We have to like really get things out as far as we possibly can. So we would like go live in advance of that to give everybody a heads up as far and as wide as we possibly can. But for those who don't have YouTube or don't have a YouTube account, I did a nice walkthrough step-by-step process of how to create an account on YouTube. Because I know a lot of folks were watching they were watching the YouTube stream, but they didn't have a YouTube account, so they couldn't post a comment. So I can appreciate where the frustration comes from that. So it makes sense here. Karina says, I love when you guys go live on YouTube. I use you guys as my main source of weather reporting. Other than that, I get from the weather app on my phone. Cool. Karina, on a side note, do you have our weather app? Because we also have a weather app. I'm not sure if you have it or not, but you can download it for free at instantweatherapp.com.
YouTube description too.
Oh, that's true. Yeah. Link in the YouTube description, or just go to instantweatherapp.com, or go to the App Store and search Instant Weather, or go to the Google Play Store and search Instant Weather. Make sure it's 2 separate words, because I think there is an Insta Weather, and I think they actually charge for the app. It's like $4. That's not us. We are Instant Weather. 2 separate words. Instant Weather. And so hopefully you're able to download that for free onto your device. And yeah. Let's see here. I do, says Karina. Oh, cool. Sweet. Stacy says Ryan Hall is live. Lots of tornado warnings in the States. Yeah, I was watching Ryan's stream yesterday, and wow, that was pretty wild. That was bouncing from between his and Ryan Hall and Evan's stream as well. There is a plethora of live streamers down in the US, which is great. They have like so much coverage down there. And it's really nice to see. But yeah, it was pretty. It started off slow yesterday, but yeah, those nocturnal tornadoes is what nobody wants. And our thoughts are with those. I believe there was a fatality. There may have been more, but our thoughts are with those who were affected by those storms. Amazing Person 3409, our favorite YouTuber, says a little bit of surface-based cape pushing its way north towards Pelee Island, watching that northernmost supercell in Ohio. Yeah, that's a good point. Let's see here. Brenda says, hey Adam, hi from Edmonton. I tried YouTube Instant Weather, and it's not live yet. It says starting soon. You're on our YouTube live stream. Do you mean it said that before, or do you mean it says that right now? It says we're not live right now? You're literally on our live stream. You just posted on YouTube. Let us know. Kay says it's creepily dark north of London, Ontario right now. I think it's sunset, right? I always have to check the Instant Weather app. That's what I always do. If you have the Instant Weather app, then if you click on one of the blue bars, so if you click on like one of those blue bars there for the forecast, click on today, then it'll say what the sunset is. The sunset is at 8:30 and it's 8:33. So yeah, it's creepily dark because it's sunset. So the sun went down. That's why it's dark. But I mean, there might be a little bit of tall hanging cloud cover coming up from these storms here. Matthew says, Brenda Wheatley, refresh the stream. You may have it paused. That's a good point. Yeah. So if the stream ever is glitchy or slow or something seems wrong, just hit the refresh button and refresh it. Or if you're using the app, just like close the stream, go back into Instant Weather and refresh the stream, turn the stream back on, and it should.
Mention that when I was watching Ryan's stream yesterday, he made a good point that we have the time at the bottom left-hand corner of the stream. Make sure you keep an eye on that and compare it to the current time, because sometimes YouTube can get pushed back a bit. So if you look at the time and it's more than about 30-second delay, YouTube is about a 30-second delay, then you should make sure you hit the live button or fast forward ahead. Or
yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point. Yeah, so if it's like a couple minutes, if it's more than a minute, usually, if it's a couple minutes behind, then refresh.
Yeah,
and
I'm watching
I know sometimes
on my TV
too, like
right now, and it's about 35 seconds delayed.
Okay, yeah, I noticed that sometimes where, like, if I'm watching something on YouTube on my TV, and then I go and switch to like my iPad, all of a sudden I'll notice that the iPad's like faster than the TV, or vice versa. So, yeah, that stuff happens all the time. But yeah, that's a great point. So if the time at the bottom left is wrong by at least a minute or more, then refresh, and then, I mean, if it's off by 30 seconds, whoop-de-doo. But if it's off by more than that, then you probably want to double check what's going on. So let me just see here, 8:34. I see some interesting. This storm down here northwest of Toledo is actually starting to pick it up a little bit. It's actually a little bit of rotation northwest of Lambert. There, where is Lambert here? 1 second here. Northwest of Toledo, basically. Yeah. So northwest of Toledo, there is a little bit of rotation building right here on this particular storm. It continues to strengthen. On Instant Weather Pro, the U.S. velocity is actually behind by 1 frame. I don't know if anybody noticed that, but we are having some huge improvements. So we're going to be switching again to the faster intervals, and that velocity issue will be fixed. So that will be good. So we're 1 step behind here on the velocity, which is slightly annoying. But I think I wonder if I refresh, if that might help it. Let me try. I'm going to refresh. Let's see what happens. Is that the newest frame? No. No, there is a newer frame than that, I believe. Let me try Cleveland, actually, and see what it looks like on this storm. But as Amazing Person 3409 was mentioning, the Pelee area could be interesting with these storms that are moving in from the southwest. But these storms are moving to the northeast. So they're eventually going to head up into Essex County. Essex County should be experiencing, as you can see on the left here, a little bit of precipitation. The right is wind. So when you see the right side of my screen, that's wind. And we see the left side of the screen, that's precipitation. Brennan, I need to do some, I was thinking about this yesterday. I need to do some overlays where it says, like, it has the reflectivity scale on the left and it has the velocity scale on the right.
I'll work
Joanne
on that
says,
for the live stream.
okay, cool. Thank you. Joanne says, "Ugh, I prefer watching Facebook, no ads, and refuse to pay for subscription on YouTube." LOL. That's fair. And so, can we clarify? Like, we're doing this as a test, so this is not a for sure thing that we're only going to be live streaming on YouTube. But we're doing it as a test right now, and your feedback is really important on this. So, when do you see ads when you join our YouTube live stream? Is it only at the start? Are you seeing ads that interrupt the live stream in the middle? Because I believe we can turn those off.
In the settings right now, you should only see 1 or 2 ads when you join the stream, and that's it. And mid-stream ads are now manual, so we may do it during slow periods, but when there's like
Or like
actual
if we take a
storm
break or something.
coverage, yeah, you shouldn't be seeing ads. If you do, let us know so we can see if there's any issues.
Okay,
But
I see
this
this. I'm
stream
looking
is
at it
the
right now.
new-
So yeah, it says choose how mid-roll ads appear, and you've got it set at insert mid-roll ads manually.
Yes.
So you shouldn't see any ads in the middle of our live stream. Those are super annoying, and so we've disabled those. But you should see ads when you first join the stream. You see an ad, and then I know it's slightly frustrating, but that's how we're able to keep the live streams going. That's how we're able to pay our wonderful employees. So that is an important thing for us to at least make some revenue from the live stream. And then, of course, super chats are super helpful. And eventually we're going to add subscriptions with different stuff. We're thinking of doing, I saw that Ryan did a thing where they go live an hour before they expect to go live. So just for their subscribers. So that could be an interesting idea where we go live an hour before we were even anticipating going live, and make that kind of like a subscription tier thing or something. That could be interesting. Yeah, so let us know if you're actually seeing ads during the live stream. But I just in the beginning, says Erica. Let's see here. Red Switch says, "Is there any rotation near Amherstburg right now?" No. This is all just noise at the moment. We're not seeing any rotation there. There is some rotation northwest of Toledo that we're a bit concerned about, and so that is what we're watching closely at this point in time. But no, there's nothing right now in Amherstburg. It's just rain at the moment. Holly says, "Adam, where's this wind? Because it calmed down 20 minutes ago in Essex County." Yeah, that's the thing. That's interesting feedback too. We think that these storms will actually become elevated further up off the surface, and therefore the winds will not be super strong near the surface. So if that's the case, then yeah, we should be good to go as far as tornadoes are concerned. It's very unlikely if there's no surface-based interaction. Tornadoes actually reaching the ground would be unlikely. So we're going to see how that does develop. But let's see here. Mr. Snow Gaming says, "Are you guys going to put out an outlook for tomorrow's risk in the GTA?" Brendan's working on the forecast. We will put out an update for the forecast for tomorrow. McMahon family says, YouTube can be cast to a TV. Yeah, so you can cast it to your TV, like if you have an Apple TV or you have one of those Google dongles or whatever. But even easier than that, if you have Rogers or Bell, just click the button, or Kojiko. You should be able to search YouTube. All of those typically have YouTube built right into them. And also a lot of TVs have YouTube built right into them as well, too. Miss Esri says Twitch can also be on the TV. That's right. Yeah, Roku does. A lot of smart TVs have YouTube built right in. And then, so, yeah. Let's see here.
Basically, if your TV's 10 years or newer, it will likely have YouTube installed on it.
There's a pretty good chance. Tim says that there is in Knoxville, Ohio, a tornado on the ground right now, which is not great. Mark says, "My TV remote has a YouTube button right on it." Yeah, exactly. That's cool. Joanne says, "You just need a smart TV," but you actually don't. If you have Rogers Ignite or you have whatever Bell service is, on both of those, you can get YouTube right through the Rogers or Bell box. You don't actually need to have a smart TV for that to work. Chris says, "Hey Adam, how goes your 3D Weatherverse project?" It's going good. We rebranded it. It's called Virtue Weather now, but it's going well. Let's see here. It's going pretty good. We're just watching these storms as they start to roll in deep southwestern Ontario. I think I need to update that frame, but yeah, no, it's going good. The beta test is coming slowly but surely. No day yet, but we're thinking summertime. Should be good to go. So we're excited about that. And we also have, of course, Instant Weather Pro, and people have been beta testing that for about the past year now. And there's lots of really great improvements coming with that. So we're super excited about that. This storm we're still watching closely. This is the one that is northwest of Windsor at the moment. It is tracking to the northeast, so it probably is going to head somewhere between Sarnia and Chatham-Kent, kind of over the Lake St. Clair area and moving to the right. So we'll see what happens with that. Julia says 10 out of 10 tech support. Thank you so much. Are you referring to us? I'm not sure if you're referring to us, but if you are, that's great. Valerie says you can buy a Chromecast. Yeah, so a Chromecast is the thing that plugs right in the back of your TV. It's just an HDMI port right into the back of your TV, and then you'll be able to stream your phone. But that does drain your phone battery. That's why I think it's way better to. She says $40 turns your TV into a smart TV. Yeah, but I mean, again, if you have Rogers Ignite or you've got Bell TV, you don't have to buy a Chromecast. It literally has YouTube built right into it. So, Julia says yes, I am. LOL. Awesome. Quake Ninja for Life says, Adam, would you need a mod for Twitch? I'd be happy to help out. Just offering. Probably, yeah. So, yeah, send us an email. Let us know your passion for weather and all that kind of stuff, and we'll talk. help@instantweather.ca. Shoot us over an email, and we'll chat. Let's see here. Smith says, I've been offering for months. Thank you so much, Smith. You can send one over as well. We appreciate it. He says, where's the ferry? I don't know. Where is the ferry to Point or to Pelee Island? Does anybody know? Oh yeah, we talked about this last season. We're actually gonna get the data from it, and we're gonna mark it on the map so we know always exactly where the ferry is.
I was talking about this afternoon when we were looking at the model data, and it was showing like Point Pelee was gonna get a strong storm, and I made the joke that it'd be a perfect night for a sunset cruise on the Pelee Island.
Oh no!
Ferry.
Yeah, that was an interesting event last year. Oh my goodness! But right now Point Pelee is good to go, but that could change in the next little while as these storms move up. These storms are tornado warned down here.
Southwestern Ontario storm event. We need to send Patricia or Lindsay down on the ferry
down to the pier. That sounds like a terrible idea. We need them moderating. So yeah,
and then we can have it on the live stream. Instant weather on the Pelee Island ferry.
Chris says you can check AIS station or APRS for ham tracking and boat tracking.
Both ferries are currently docked.
Ah, thank goodness. Thank goodness. Yeah, this looks pretty dangerous, this storm right here that is down tornado warned in Ohio at the moment. So multiple tornado warnings in Ohio. You can see them in bright red all the way down. Actually, tornado warnings all the way down to Kentucky. It looks like down west of Louisville. There is tornado warnings all the way down here. So yeah. So there's that. So yeah, hopefully everybody's staying safe down there. We sincerely appreciate it if they could avoid these dangerous tornadoes, and hopefully they're getting to their safe places. So again, if you are tracking storms in the U.S., there's a few different places you can do it. There's Ryan Hall. He puts on a great live stream, and he's got a great team there. And then who else? Evan is amazing as well too. How do you spell his last name? Hold on, let me look it up right now because Evan's pretty cool. And we're thinking of doing more streaming in the U.S. as well too. I'd like to get Liam in on that. Doing some live streams down in the States would be interesting. There's quite a few live streamers right now in the States. There's quite a few. Ryan Hall's got about 101,000 people watching him at the moment. So yeah, that's a pretty good stream to watch for sure. Yeah, we think they do an excellent job down in the States. And again, we'd like to try to help as well. Let's see here. But and a lot of the time we have our hands full with Canada. Canada keeps us pretty busy. Not as busy as the U.S., but it keeps us pretty busy for sure. Kate says, you guys should have some soft music in the background. Would be so chill and hopefully bring calming vibes. That's a good point. We like to... the reason we don't have music is because I think everybody would probably like to choose what music they want to listen to. So I mean, you can always put on your own chill vibe music if you'd like in the background, and that could work for sure. But yeah, that would be interesting for us to put on some chill music in the background. I'll just grab my guitar and just like pluck acoustic guitar while I talk. Tim says less busy is better for all of us. Yeah, that's for sure. Absolutely. But thank you so much for everybody joining us on YouTube, especially those who are a little bit hesitant. In our survey, the majority of people said, if I'm not really on YouTube all the time, but if your live streams are on YouTube, I will make the trek and be there. So if you have made the trek and you're going out of your way to be on YouTube because we're live streaming on here, then we sincerely appreciate it. Smith says there was a survey. Yeah, we posted it just to Facebook because, again, it's pretty much the Facebook community that we're trying to gently nudge over to the YouTube for our live streams. But again, when things hit the fan, we will definitely be going live on Facebook as well. Like, if something is pretty significant, we're definitely going to go live on Facebook. Karina says, I plan on moving to the U.S. soon. I think it would be super cool to see you guys stream for the U.S. if you're able, so I can continue to watch you for my live stream reporting. Thanks so much, Karina. Appreciate it. Yeah, we plan to. I mean, I can just doing Canada can get to the point of especially for me and for other members of the team that are doing it all the time. It can almost get to the point of burnout because we're doing it all the time. And then to add the States to that would be a bit much. So I think we'd probably have to have more help. Probably have Liam, maybe Alana, maybe Jason helping do some live streams in the States, or maybe even bring on some new members to do that as well too. I think that could be helpful. Leanne says, do you not stream on TikTok anymore? I keep trying to. I get it all set up. I hit stream and it says TikTok live stream is not available right now. And so we can't do it. And we're like, great. That's great. I need to post a video on TikTok and be like, hey, everybody, head over to YouTube because TikTok is giving us a hard time about live streaming. So Dion says, what's in store for Windsor? Well, we have storms heading into the area at the moment. Windsor's probably going to see them as they track in. By the way, this is a good example of the difference in quality between the radar that's in our app, which is about that right there. That's the radar that's in our app, and this is Instant Weather Pro, where you can get to street level and see every little pixel of the radar scan. So yeah, the full resolution radar data in Instant Weather Pro. By the way, if you have not subscribed to Instant Weather Pro, you can do so at instantweatherpro.com. Our goal is to launch the mobile app hopefully within the next, hopefully by June 1st. That would be nice. We launched Instant Weather Pro. We launched the beta May 31st of last year. So our idea is to launch the mobile version about the same time. That would be optimal. If it's a little bit later, it's a little bit later, but we're trying to aim for May 31st-ish to launch the mobile version of it. And if you're a subscriber to the website version, then you will have access to the mobile version. If you're a subscriber to the mobile version, you'll have access to the website version. That's the last piece of the puzzle we're working on right now is the account, is kind of the account setup. So you can have an account that allows you access to both. So that's kind of the last piece. Besides that, it works great on mobile. It works good. Alexander says, Adam, is Midland okay? Midland's all right now. Midland's fine. How's Ottawa doing, says Zachary? Ottawa's doing good. All good. The main area of concern we're dealing with right now is basically deep southwestern Ontario. Vanessa says, good evening, Instant Weather. Can you detect any brutal weather for Christian Island in Georgian Bay? We can, and right now you're fine. You're good to go. There's nothing going on further to the north. Let's see here. Allison says, hey, Adam, I really want to know your thoughts about tornado sirens. The states use them, and I'm not sure why we do not use them, especially with more and more potential of tornadoes. That's a good question, and my thoughts. What are my personal thoughts on tornado sirens? I mean, they could be useful. It seems to be useful in the States. The problem right now is that Canadian tornado warnings are county-based, but they are changing. they're going to be announcing it at CMOS that they are this upcoming CMOS convention. They're going to be announcing that they are actually switching to storm-based polygons for severe weather here up in Canada, which is great. It's been a long time coming. So once they do that, I think that makes sirens a better idea than they were before, because when it's a county-based siren, like we had sirens all over, let's say, like I always use the Collingwood Barrie Midland polygon as one example. A tornado going through Barrie, and like Midland and Collingwood is under a tornado warning. So can you imagine sirens going off in Collingwood about a tornado that's an hour to the southeast in Barrie? That just seems ridiculous. So that's why when they switch to storm-based warnings, then I think it would make a lot more sense for us to have more sirens here, especially in kind of like the little mini tornado alleys we have in Canada. So like Windsor to like Barrie, and then we have like the Ottawa Valley as well. The areas that seem to be a little bit more prone to it, I think would make sense. Of course, southern Manitoba, parts of Saskatchewan as well too, and parts of Alberta. It would make sense. Maybe Quebec as well, of course. Like Montreal up to Quebec City, kind of that corridor maybe. And populated corridors would make sense. And again, once they're storm-based warnings, then I think it would make sense. Another concern I have is that if we become very reliant on the siren, then that could be a problem if the warning doesn't get issued in the first place. Then you're like, oh, it's pretty bad outside. But there's no siren right now, so it's probably not a tornado. And people just go about their day, and that would be a problem. So to be reliant on it is a bit of an issue. Red Maple Leaf says, y'all hit the thumbs up. Yeah, so we always hear Ryan talk about this as well too. But yeah, if you like our live stream, please hit the thumbs up button, because it tells YouTube that you like our content. And then what happens is YouTube starts sharing it with more people. And again, that's mainly the reason that we're kind of pushing, the YouTube community right now, because the more people that are on our YouTube live stream, the more that YouTube will actually share our live stream with other folks, which is good. So. Miss Sarika, hopefully I pronounced that right. Miss Sarika says perhaps they could utilize the federal Canada Army reserves for the sirens. Yeah, I'm pretty sure there's got to be sirens on bases like baseboard and stuff. There's got to be sirens there. So Renee said the siren in London didn't go off at all when we had one in the city. Yeah, if that was one of the more recent ones, I don't even think there was a tornado warning for that. I think it was a land spout that came out of nowhere, and I don't think there was a tornado warning. But so you need a tornado warning for the siren to go off. So, and as we know, we don't always have a tornado warning when there's a tornado. So yeah, so that would be a bit tricky. I would assume. Hearing a bit of thunder in Amherstburg right now, says Allison. Yeah. So we've got this storm moving in, and that's probably what you're hearing are these strikes right here. That storm is moving in. This is a tornado watch, by the way, in the U.S., kind of basically right up to the border, and then severe thunderstorm watch on the Canadian side. But yeah, so still seeing that rotation down here. As you can see, there's a little bit of rotation on that storm that is near Bedford Township, tracking to the northeast near LaSalle Township, but that's LaSalle, Michigan. And then we wouldn't be into LaSalle, Ontario until you get kind of south of Windsor here. But yeah, so those storms are coming up looking pretty grumpy right there. So we'll have to see how those develop. Let me hit play on this and see if I get some animation going on. And so they're moving pretty northeasterly. Let's see. It's moving to the northeast pretty good. So that storm may end up going towards kind of Leamington area, and a little bit of rotation there. But again, we're expecting these storms to become more and more elevated, further up off the surface as they get into Ontario. And therefore, chances of tornadoes on them is going to be relatively low. But yeah, but obviously we're dealing with hail as a risk, especially if we have some rotation like that. We could see some bigger hail from that storm. So hail, Damaging winds are questionable. Only if they can become surface-based will we see damaging wind gusts. But again, stranger things have happened. I've seen the environment look like it was. There's no chance these storms are going to become surface-based at all. And then and then we're looking at radar, and we're looking at the velocity wind speeds, and they're like 130 kilometers an hour. But we're like, no, that shouldn't be reaching the surface. And then we get a report of like trees down, and we're like, oh, okay. So even when things are surface-based, it's a pretty dynamic environment out there. Things can change pretty quickly. So, yes. So we'll just continue to watch closely, see how these storms progress as they move in. Email sent by Smith. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Smidge says, please update Windsor. Hi, Windsor. How are you? Right now, you're good, but there are some storms moving up from the south. But again, right now, you're good to go. So we'll see what happens as these storms track in. This particular storm's going to head about this way. So it's probably going to head towards maybe Amherstburg area, maybe the Harrow area. This storm is the one we're concerned with at the moment because there is a little bit of rotation on it. As you can see here, near Samira. Samaria? Samaria. Near Samaria, Bedford Township. And that's just kind of like a little isolated storm we're watching closely. Brennan's got the animation on. Thank you, Brennan. Appreciate that. I just noticed that. I'm like, why is that animating different from what I'm seeing? Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Now
I
I
changed
understand.
it because Ontario Storm Reports was pretty boring. So I need
yeah, because there's
something
literally
else
nothing going on. Instead of just like a sunset photo.
So this
Hey,
way
we
I
love
can
those
like
sunset
zoom
photos.
in if there's like a warning issued. I'll just zoom into that warning and just keep it
Yeah.
animated.
There is a tornado warning in Ohio that's not too far away. As you can see it right here. It's near North Baltimore, sorry. Let's actually click over to the Cleveland radar to see what we can see here. And yeah, it looks like big time winds, 147 kilometers an hour. So this is in Ohio at the moment. And those storms, that's right, it's one of those days. Those storms are tracking mainly to the east, to the northeast. I don't think this particular storm is going to really, survive past Lake Erie. I mean, if it does, it's just going to be probably a non-severe storm. However, these storms here, kind of northwest of Detroit at the moment, this particular storm near Troy, Michigan, is heading, pardon me moving the screen around so quickly. It is heading to the northeast, so Sarnia might be seen, and there's already some lightning popping up as well, so Sarnia could be seeing some lightning and thunder from these storms. And and this storm that's tracking into the Amherstburg area right now, into the Harrow area, we're keeping an eye on because it has a little bit of rotation that seems to be fairly persistent, and it's kind of a little storm by itself, a little bit isolated at the moment. So we're keeping a close eye on that storm as it tries to track into our area. We're not too concerned with it. It's probably just going to produce some hail, but we are watching it closely because you never know what can happen. This storm heading near Troy, Michigan, though, is it's starting to get quite the shape on it, actually. As you can see, we've got a little bit of a hook. It's pretty washed out. It's a little bit messy down here, but there is a bit of a hook on this particular storm, and there's something going on velocity. Let's actually switch over from dual mode to split mode. So this is a mode we have in Instant Weather Pro that doesn't exist on any other Pro radar app, and that's the ability to swipe back and forth between the two products. And so when you're trying to figure out, is that mesocyclone, is that velocity couplet, is it co-located basically with what this seems to be a hook? And as we swipe over, it's like, not really. What seemed more rotation was actually down here, but probably outflow. So you're looking at if there is a velocity couplet here, it should actually be right about here. But again, remember, we're one frame behind on the velocity here because we have to update that. So it's it's something to watch. It's an interesting storm, but this one is a little bit more concerning because as you can see down here, this little bit of a velocity couplet is co-located right on kind of that southern side of the storm, southeastern side of the storm. So yeah, it's in an interesting spot. Even though the velocity is one frame behind, it's still showing some rotation here. 91 kilometers an hour versus 1.8. So this is definitely rotating at the moment. So let's see here. So we're watching that as it gets closer and closer to, as you can see highlighted in yellow here, this is Essex County, and that is Pelee Island. And we are watching that closely as those storms track into Essex County at the moment. The overall values on the storm's not too strong from what I can tell. It's looking like maybe 3% tornado risk on that cell, 9% severe, 2% hail, and 7% wind on that particular cell. Now, the storm to the north of it, though, that Troy, Michigan storm is 30% chance of severe, 10% chance of severe hail, 11% chance of severe wind, and a 2% chance of tornado. And that's the storm up here, this one right here, that we're keeping a close eye on as well, as it heads up towards the Sarnia areas, maybe a little bit further to the south. So that is your current storm updates. We are just watching them closely. Evan says, storm season is always my favorite time of year. Thanks so much, Evan. It looks like we had a super chat, by the way. Joe D. Brown with a super sticker. Thank you so much, Jody. We appreciate that. It's very kind of you for the super chat. We sincerely appreciate it. Thank you to all those putting up the ads when you join when you join our live stream. But we switched it, so we shouldn't have any ads happen during the stream. So when you go to first load our live stream, you'll have 1 or 2 ads, and yeah, they're annoying. But again, that's how we get paid. So we appreciate that. And then after those ads, you should not have any more ads through the live stream. If you do, let us know. But we're testing something. We're trying to get rid of those annoying ads during the live stream. Jody says, super stoked. TV in my hotel. So she's watching on the TV in her hotel room because she can get YouTube on it. Perfect. That's great. Amazing Person 349 says, tilt 3 on velocity on the Troy, Michigan storm is looking the most interesting right now. Looks like elevated rotation. That makes sense. It's kind of it looks like a supercell. So we'll see. It's got that classic.
Yeah, there is something interesting going on there.
Yeah, I think so. And higher up for sure. Yeah. Most definitely.
Some strong winds. So if you look at south of the storm, there's like some strong winds that have shown up. Let me see if I can switch over to it here. So you can see it. You can see it over by Royal York.
I'm just going to load up the... Hold on a second here. I'm just loading up the latest data. Let's go to KDTX. I love that we can
zoom into street level now. See the streets. Oh, you can even see the names.
Yeah.
It's like that video where the weather person finds out that their map can move around and rotate. I'm over here like, oh, we have street names. Big Beaver.
Wow, fancy. Yeah, it looks elevated, that storm, but that is a grumpy looking storm at the moment. But yeah, we can get. You're right. You can go right down the street level, and we've got. It is the storm for sure. Although I think probably the more interesting storm is the one coming into Essex County from Toledo at the moment. I think that's probably the more interesting storm because we are seeing some low level rotation on that one, or we were at least. Still a little bit there. Maybe it's weakened up a bit, which is good. We don't want that as it comes into our area. We want it to just be a storm. Let's just have some storms. That would be nice. We don't need anything dangerous. Thunder in Amherstburg rumbling now, says DJ Dano. Thank you very much, DJ Dano. I don't know if that's. You can clip that if you. D. Let's see here. Look at Speed says Polygon hours. Polygon hours? I forget what that means. Is that from a previous stream or something? I totally forget what the heck that means. Polygon hours. Look at B says that she added it to the Adam blackmail folder.
That folder is getting quite large right now.
Yeah. Good luck organizing that. Okay, let's see here.
In case you're wondering why I'm still here.
When do you think Leamington will get hit? Is it time for a polygon? Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay. Yeah, not yet. Not yet. Leamington, probably in the next hour, I would think. Ish. Hour-ish. If that storm doesn't track totally to the northeast. Because if it goes straight to the northeast, it's actually going to head towards Tecumseh, I would think. I think we might have some side lobe contamination on that Troy storm, which actually makes the velocity look a lot stronger at the surface. But it's actually like the scan itself is pointing towards a storm, but the side of the storm way up above could be really strong, and that could actually be influencing the scan of the surface. So side lobe contamination is pretty annoying. Smith says, because you're cool, Brandon. Yeah, that's what you got to do when you're applying to be a moderator. Kiss up to Brennan.
Slide into your DMs at night and send you rotation picks from over Georgian Bay.
Yeah, you definitely did that. I can't speak English at this point because we love and appreciate the Brennan. Oh, okay, well, yeah, of course we all do. Let's see here. I can see from Petrolia, big lightning over Sarnia. Yeah, that's that Troy, Michigan storm I think you're looking at. Oh, and there is some lightning, yeah, actually, on this storm that's kind of northwest of Sarnia. At the moment, there's nothing too spectacular
rotation
on it.
Picks and bio.
Smith says, Brennan does the good social media and graphics. He certainly does. Brennan's graphics are awesome. Yeah, we love Brennan's graphics. It started with me and like crayons and like a Google map, and it's definitely evolved. Excellent. In an excellent way. Mr. Polygon, will their storms lose their severity as they travel into GTA barrier? For sure. Thanks, Jay. Appreciate it. Yeah. There's no severe risk for burying the GTA at this point in time. Tomorrow, maybe the GTA, maybe areas near Lake Ontario. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Jaslyn with a super chat. Thank you so much. Appreciate the super sticker. Very, very kind of you. Thank you kindly. Brian says London. Yeah, London could see some noisy storms tonight, but probably nothing too significant, I would think. Maybe a little bit of hail. It's possible. It's not out of the question. But yeah, it's hard to say. Hard to say if you're going to see anything significant in the London area. Maybe just some storms. I don't think anything too cranky. Still watching that storm that's coming over Lake Erie right now, heading into areas like Harrow and eventually towards Leamington. Looks interesting, but it's not that strong. Not too strong at this point in time. We're still watching it. The percentages on it are pretty low. Down to 1% chance of tornado on that storm. So it dropped quite a bit. Yeah, it looks like most of the strong activity should be south of the border, down in Ohio. Yeah, I think that's probably where things will remain. Ohio and further south as well. But yeah, let me just...
Only in Ohio. Oh, I can't speak to
that. Indiana as well, too. Seeing some pretty strong storms, and down into maybe Kentucky as well at the moment. And still some strong storms back northwest of Chicago as well. So there's a lot of storm activity. We've been adding all the U.S. alerts, and I'm going to back up and show you all of the polygons. There's a lot of there's a lot of storm activity all the way from this up in Calgary down
that's
to
not even bad for U.S. standards.
the States.
The amount of alerts.
And actually, there's
That's
so
actually
many.
a fairly
There's
quiet day.
Yeah, there's actually so many alerts that it actually overwhelmed the database. So actually, there's a bunch missing too that we have to add. So there's even more than what you see here. But yeah, so that's what's happening. We're focusing on a very small area, basically Essex County, Sarnia, Chatham-Kent areas, deep southwestern Ontario is our focus at this point in time. We also wanted to kind of test the idea of doing, a YouTube live stream. There's a vast majority based on, we had like 2,000 people fill out the survey. They say if you can get 1,000 people to fill out a survey, that will scale indefinitely. So basically, when we had 1,000 people fill it out, Then we had another 1,000 people fill it out. The percentages of people that were on YouTube in our community actually went up. They were already extremely high, and then they went up even higher, which makes us think the more people that actually fill out the survey, if we had like 10,000 people fill out the survey, it would probably go even higher. So there's like a vast majority of our community uses YouTube, whether it's casually or all the time, or, you know, that's kind of divided. Some people say I use it once in a while, I almost never use it, I use it every day. You know, that is kind of divided between that pool. But such a huge majority of our community uses the YouTube app at some point in time. And with all the benefits of us, you know, kind of being mainly live on YouTube, especially eventually we want to do a 24-hour channel, and the only place you can do a 24-hour channel live is YouTube. Maybe Twitch as well. I think Twitch might be able to do it too. But pretty much those two are like the places that you can live stream 24 hours a day. Whereas you can't do that. So we kind of want to maybe set up, you know, a thing that shows like some radar, and then shows the current alerts, and then shows like the daily forecast, and then cuts to a clip of like us talking about the forecast map, and then cuts to something like a educational clip, and kind of like run like a 24-hour kind of weather news cycle kind of thing. So that could be pretty interesting. But we can't even do that. That is just not an option on Facebook. So we feel it makes, there's so many reasons that we should be running the live stream mainly on YouTube that we thought maybe let's give it a chance. But of course, the percentage of people that don't ever use YouTube, have no idea how to do it, don't want to do it, that's a very vocal group. They are quite vocal. And yeah, and you know, I can understand why. If I wasn't on YouTube and I was kind of told, if you want the instant weather live streams, you have to go to YouTube, I'd probably be pretty cranky too. In fact, I'm getting cranky just thinking of it.
Adam, seeing
So maybe we should.
your comments mentioning that the Blue Water Bridge, the border crossing into the States, is being closed.
Oh, really? Because of the storms, or is it just coincidental?
Possibly.
Okay.
There's speculation that it could be from the storms, but I'm not seeing anything concrete saying that that's why.
Okay. Thank you, meteorologist Atlanta Franks.
The storm doesn't go across the border.
If they build a giant wall, then the storms would just hit the wall and stop, right? I think that's, is that possible?
That's basically what Lake Erie is doing right now because it's so cold.
Yeah, Lake Erie is our storm wall. That's right. That's a valid point. Yeah, the storm's still continuing to head over Lake Erie right now, heading towards Essex County. Is still kind of grumpy looking. A little bit of rotation in there, which is this storm right here down by Monroe, Michigan. Rotation's not showing up here, but it is showing up on the TD-TW radar as well. But we have to do some tweaks on that one as well. But anyways, so it's a little tiny bit of rotation on this one as it's heading towards our area. It might be polygon time. I'm not quite sure yet. I'm just waiting on this one because it's moving slow. And the environment itself is a bit questionable at this point in time. And that storm's kind of looking sloppy. It's falling apart a bit. Piku says, Adam, could you check on Amherstburg getting slammed with rain and thunder? Thank you so much. What's the wind like? Is it windy there, or is it just raining and lightning? Can you tell me? Because based on velocity, it doesn't look like the wind is that strong at all in the Amherstburg area. It looks like it's pretty much just wet. So if you could let us know that would be useful. Jay says strong storm equals grumpy storm.
Looks like the bridge closure is due to construction, not the storms.
Good to know. Thank you for clarifying that. That makes sense. And it's also convenient because there's storms coming. So
Yikes, I just saw that in Michigan, Kalamazoo, where the tornado hit, it hit a FedEx facility, and there's also people trapped.
I heard 30 people trapped in a basement or something like that, which is not good.
It hit a mobile home park with multiple injuries.
That's not good. Thomas says, new to Windsor, do I need to prep for a possible tornado? I don't think so. We think that the storm should remain non-tornadic, but it is possible we could see a little bit of maybe some severe hail. And we're watching these storms closely. This is that side lobe contamination I was talking about earlier. And this might be legit, but it looks like could be side lobe. We'll see. It's hard to say for sure. We'll have to see as it develops. But yeah, so we're closely watching these storms. It's questionable if they will be, significantly severe as they cross into our area. Chances are not. But lightning is always severe. It can cause fires. It can knock down trees, these types of things. So lightning's never the greatest. That storm that's heading up towards Sarnia is still looking fairly potent. So we're going to have to keep an eye on that one. Tiny Dancer says, how's Wallsburg? Wallsburg is good right now. You should be seeing this particular storm as it tracks up. It will cross into the Wallsburg area right here, which is west of Chatham-Kent. Mitchell's Bay. Where did Wallsburg go? Is it up here? Did I ever lose it? I thought it was right there. There you are. Sorry, you're a little bit further to the north. And we have a team member now, Kyle, in Wallsburg. So he'll obviously give us a heads up if anything is significant there. But this particular storm right here is still looking fairly potent, and it is heading up towards the Sarnia area. It's getting a little washed out in front of the storm as well. So it's questionable if anything is going to be very severe at that point in time. But yeah, there is a little bit of a severe risk with that storm, and there's a little bit of a severe risk with this storm near Monroe, Michigan, heading northeast into, Kingsville, Harrow areas, maybe Amherstburg. Amherstburg's already seen quite a bit of rain at this point in time, but probably not too windy, I would think. JD Foster says, Blue Water Bridge construction update. May 29th, the Michigan Department, yada, yada, yada. They're going to be doing maintenance on the bridge. Okay. It sucks they have to do maintenance during the storms. That's no fun. Kudos to those who are out there working in the middle of these storms, trying to deal with that. It's not fun. Sue says, how is LaSalle? LaSalle might see this storm here. It looks like you're probably going to get some heavy rain pretty soon if you haven't already started to get it yet. Right now, it looks like you're kind of in the light rain, but you should be getting some heavy rain. I'm going to switch over to the Canadian radar and see if it has a unique perspective on any of these storms. It is. It thinks the storm that's heading towards Sarnia looks pretty grumpy, and it does. From the Exeter radar, it looks a lot stronger than it does from the Detroit radar. And that's probably why there's still a pretty strong percentage on there. 33% chance of severe weather with that storm. 21 for wind, 10 for hail, and 3 for tornado. So this is still a little chance. I mean, this has a nice shape on it as well too. And this is going to be heading up towards Marine City, St. Clair, Port Lambton, Ladysmith areas. So that is a pretty grumpy looking storm. Looks a little less grumpy from Detroit radar, but actually, let me go check some stuff in the background. I think I'm probably going to throw up. No, that sounded bad because I didn't finish the sentence. I'm going to throw up a polygon around that storm. I'm not going to just throw up, but I'm going to throw up a polygon around that storm just to give folks a heads up that that is coming from the southwest, heading up towards Sarnia, maybe, and more towards areas a little bit to the west, or to the south, sorry. Let's just watch that as it animates. Yeah, it's kind of heading north of Wallsburg here, right into kind of the Petrolia area. And that is a pretty grumpy looking storm. Although right now, I don't think the U.S. has anything on that. There's not even a special weather statement on that at the moment. I don't think so. No, there's nothing on that storm, which is a bit surprising because it looks fairly potent. And it's just about to cross into our area. So, yeah. So there's that. There could be some strong winds on that one as well, too. I'm just looking at the environment. Overall, the supercell is low, but it will increase a bit as it tracks into our area. We should have a supercell of at least 2, which isn't very strong. Like, again, the tornado risk is going to be low, but maybe a little bit of a damaging wind risk. Yeah, we could see some damaging winds on that. There's inhibition in Essex County, but there's no inhibition up by Sarnia. So that could actually be producing some strong winds, maybe some severe winds, because it looks like there's still a pretty strong percentage, 33% on that storm. The one that's heading into Essex County is only like a 2% severe risk, but the one heading up towards, basically south of Sarnia, maybe towards Sarnia as well, that's got 33% chance on it. So I'm going to send a notification there. Let me just do that in the background here. Give me just a moment, and I'm going to send a polygon over to our friends in the Sarnia area and south of that as well, because it looks pretty interesting on that storm, and it is moving into our area pretty darn soon. So let me just deal with that in the background. I'll do that pretty quickly, and then I will track it a bit more. But this is the storm I'm talking about right here as it tracks into our area. A little bit of a severe. I'm going to do just a blue polygon and do severe thunderstorm potential on that one. Let me just do that really quickly here.
Once you're done with that, do you want to maybe look at these more southwestern storms that are moving into Windsor?
Yeah, I was just looking at them. The overall severe risk on them is like 2%. It's pretty low. There is some lightning on there, maybe a little bit of winds, but there is inhibition in deep southwestern Ontario as well right now. Which is probably going to mitigate most of the risk with those storms. They're probably going to become not surface-based, I would think. I'm just going to do a little, let me just do this little polygon around that supercell. Oh, it looks like a supercell, although the rotation on it is pretty marginal. Okay, I'm just going to do this little update and do potential. So severe thunderstorm potential, storm that is located located in Michigan. Tracking east, northeast towards areas south of Sarnia and perhaps towards Sarnia itself. Okay, and the timing is here, 9:24. Okay, yes. We're carefully watching the storm that is located in Michigan, tracking east-northeast towards areas south of Sarnia. And would it be, did I say north of Wallaceburg? Actually, Wallaceburg might be in the path of that. Sarnia down to Wallaceburg. And perhaps towards Sarnia itself. It may have the potential to produce strong or damaging wind gusts as it's strengthening on radar. Torrential rain, small hail, and frequent lightning. Actually, I'll just say hail because this could actually, there's a chance of larger hail today. Torrential rain, hail, and frequent lightning are also a possibility. Let's see what it's at now. It's 48% chance of severe on that storm, 34 for hail, 24 for wind, and 4% for tornado. I'm going to write at the bottom here, an isolated tornado cannot be entirely ruled out. Okay. And that was 924, but now it's 925. Okay. All right, I'm sending that right now to 6,165 people that have our app in that area. And it's Tuesday, May 7th? That's right. Okay. Tornado Tuesday. All right, sending that over right now on that particular storm because it looks pretty grumpy, and we should see that pop up. Let's see how long it takes that to pop up on Instant Weather Pro. I bet you if I refresh right now, it would actually be there already. But yeah, that storm is... yeah, look at the winds on that, Brennan. I think there's a pretty decent wind risk on this one. Again, it just increased on the percentages here. It's talking 24% chance of severe wind. 48% chance of severe on that one. Yeah, that is that storm is pretty grumpy. And like Elena mentioned, though, I should go take a look at these storms in the south. Looks like the tornado warning was dropped on that North Baltimore cell, which is good. Let's see what Cleveland is doing with this storm. Let me just take a quicker peek at it. Really close to... Yeah, that's an interesting storm, but the one to the north is definitely more powerful. Yeah, it's definitely looking... Whoa! It really increased in strength. I don't know if we have that frame yet, because remember I said we were a frame behind on the velocity? But the latest scan, yeah, this is not even the latest scan. The next velocity scan on this one is really strong. Like really strong winds. Darn. I think I want to upgrade that polygon, actually. Let's see there's my polygon right there. There's my big fancy polygon in blue. But I think I want to actually increase the polygon right in this particular area, kind of heading towards Wallsburg or a little bit to the north. Because it just got real strong. So let me do that in the background here. That looks much, much stronger than it did in the previous frame. If it continues like that, it looks like a possible downburst that's heading right towards Algonac, 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 Walpole Island, maybe towards Wallaceburg. Let me just animate this here and see exactly which way it's going. It's trying to go northeast, but it keeps kind of moving to the east. Looks like it's going to go right towards Port Lambton, Sombra, Wallaceburg. Yeah. That is looking grumpy. Oh boy. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and do... I think Wallaceburg might get missed, but I'm still going to include you in the polygon because it might stretch further to the south, and that would be a problem. Yeah, this is looking... Damaging wind gusts are possible, and probably large hail on that one. But that is a strong wind signature, so we could see some damaging winds on that one. And again, isolated tornado cannot be ruled out with that storm. Okay. I wouldn't be surprised if Environment Canada threw up a severe thunderstorm warning on that one pretty soon. But I'm going to go ahead and send... I'm going to update that to orange. And damaging winds detected. Damaging wind gusts have been detected on radar with this storm tracking northeast into the Wallaceburg, Port Lambton, Sombra. What else is down the line here? Beaver Meadow, etc. areas. Sombra areas and surrounding communities. An isolated tornado cannot be entirely ruled out. Chances are low, though. And the timing here is 9:29. Okay, and I'm sending that out right now. It's looking pretty grumpy. Let's see if we have that updated frame. Yeah, here's that updated frame I was talking about. Look at this. 105 kilometers an hour. Yeah, these winds are really picking it up right now. Looks like what could be a... and there's kind of a hook on this storm. I don't like that. I'm not a fan of that. 54% chance of severe... now 32% chance of severe wind on that storm. By the way, those percentages will be added to Instant Weather Pro very soon. We will... we'll be adding those just as we launch the mobile version, so they should be added by the end of the month. That's the plan. We brought in another developer. Our main developer, actually from VirtuWeather, from our 3D weather software, has migrated over to help with some of the instant weather development stuff. So development should be getting faster and should have updates quicker. Wow, that storm looks really strong. The next update looks even stronger, which we will have soon. That developer who came over from VirtuWeather is he is actually going to be updating the U.S. radar data very soon. So we have all the frames that happen in between the frames. This is actually my mistake. I thought level 2 data was the best, but it turns out level 3 is actually much faster. So my mistake. These things happen, but it's okay. There's my orange polygon as well too. I did that a little bit more to the east, as you can see. So right around that storm right there, and wow. I'm going to hit F5 to see if I can refresh to get the latest velocity. Probably not. I think we're still one frame behind. Yeah, we're still one frame behind the velocity. Oh, that might be the new one because that's got 105. So 105 kilometer an hour wind gusts. Heading, I'm really surprised. Is there nothing in the U.S. on that storm? Do they think it's elevated? There's not a watch or a warning or a special weather statement or zippity doodah on that particular storm. I'm quite surprised. Like that doesn't even have a special weather statement on it. Whoa. Amazing Person 349 says, watching the live camera in Algonac looks eerily calm, but there are frequent flashes of lightning. Oh, there's a camera right there. Awesome. Keep us updated on that camera. It's not there yet, but it's definitely heading directly to Algonac. It should be there pretty soon. If it's, cross your fingers, it's super elevated and further up off the surface. And if that's the case, maybe that's why the National Weather Service has not put anything on that particular storm.
I don't know about it being really elevated, though, with the proximity to the Detroit radar. You're looking at like
right
700
there.
meters off the ground.
Yeah, it's pretty darn close. And the other thing, too, is there's no inhibition right now there. There's inhibition in Essex County. So these storms that are coming up from Lake Erie should actually be elevated. And by elevated, we don't mean like an elevated severe risk. We mean further up off the surface. So if they're further up off the surface, then they're not interacting with the surface, and chances of severe wind gusts actually reaching the surface would be pretty unlikely. But when we have, so we have inhibition here. So there is inhibition in place in deep southwestern Ontario. So that should mitigate the risk of severe weather in this corridor here. But then we've got this beastly looking supercell with a super duper strong velocity signature and a hook, and it's heading right towards Algonac, Port Lambton. I should have probably mentioned Marine City as well too, because it's hey, there we go. Special weather statement from the U.S. on that one right there. And at the exact same time, I think they issued a marine alert at the exact same time. You can see the two right there. Let me see. Special weather statement, and what's this one? Marine warning. Yeah. Okay, so marine warning and special weather statement on that storm pop up at the exact same time. Let me double check on those details. The marine warning says, strong thunderstorm is located over Mount Clemens Harbor of Refuge, moving east at 50 knots. Hazard wind gusts of 30 knots, 34 knots or greater. Interesting. So maybe they do think it's elevated if they're only saying 34 knots or greater. Let me see what the special weather statement says here. Special weather statement says 50 mile per hour. That's quite a difference from the marine one. Maybe there's just different thresholds that they have to deal with, but they're saying 50 mile per hour wind gusts. So that would be severe wind gusts are possible with that storm. Doppler radar is tracking a strong thunderstorm near New Baltimore, moving east at 35 miles per hour. Wind gusts up to 50 miles per hour. Gusty winds can knock down trees, limbs, and blow around unsecured objects. And yeah, that is that particular storm heading directly for Algonac and Port Lambton, and looking like a pretty darn strong signature. And actually, here's that frame that we were one behind on. I mean, look at this: 109 kilometers an hour, 113 kilometers an hour. Yeah, this 115. This is not a weak storm, and it's interesting. So it doesn't have that classic tornado hook anymore. It's actually got more of a bow echo little hook here. So the what would be normally the hook, the appendage coming down from the storm, is actually it's actually bowing, and it's creating, I bet you it's more like a straight line wind downburst kind of effect to it. But that is definitely, if you were on the water and that's coming across the water, everybody cross your fingers that the water is actually going to mitigate. Or is there any water there? There's not much. Actually, I don't think there's much. No, there's not. So yeah, that's not good. So it's going to kind of come right over to Algonac. If you're in Algonac, Ontario, is that Algonac, Ontario, or is that Algonac, Michigan? Oh, that must be Michigan. So there's Algonac, Michigan.
Yeah, that's on the American side.
The American side, yeah. I actually finally put up the border here. You can't see it with all the polygons, but there is an American border that goes all the way down here. But yeah. So on our side, we're talking about Port Lambton, Whitebread, interesting, Dutt Hill. And yeah, so Port Lambton, basically, it's coming directly towards Port Lambton, and it's looking pretty grumpy. So that storm is one we're watching very closely. Still 50% severe risk on it, 32% chance of damaging winds, 30% chance of damaging hail, and a 4% chance of a tornado on that storm. So there's that. So it looks like maybe more interesting than we thought, because I don't think we were expecting really strong storms to be this far north. I was actually surprised. Considering we're thinking maybe not towards Sarnia, but maybe more towards Essex County. Now, we are getting those storms towards Essex County, but there is inhibition in place, and the inhibition or Sin, C-I-N, as we've been talking about, is probably keeping these storms elevated further up off the surface. And we're not seeing anything too strong with the winds down here moving into Essex County. So right now, Essex County, Leamington, Harrow, Willowwood, Amherstburg, Colchester, McGregor. So far, these areas are looking pretty boring, actually, besides the lightning and heavy rain and maybe a little bit of gusty winds. So far, pretty boring. Boring's good. We want boring. But further to the north, heading into, if you are in Port Lambton, especially, if you're in Port Lambton, I would certainly be taking shelter in the path of this storm because it is looking pretty darn strong. Yeah, it's looking pretty darn strong heading towards Walpole Island. If you're anywhere near Algonac, Michigan, Port Lambton, Sombra areas, that is a pretty grumpy looking storm at the moment and probably has a chance to produce damaging wind gusts. As again, we were surprised to see nothing from the U.S. on that one, but then all of a sudden out of nowhere, special weather statement, 50 mile per hour winds possible. I'm surprised it's only a special weather statement for 50 mile per hour winds. Maybe because it's just about to cross the border, they decided not to put out the severe thunderstorm warning, but like, you know, for those who are in the path of it.
Adam, I don't know if you noticed what was going on in the team chat, but Brennan has now brought us live onto Facebook because of the severity of this storm.
Good. I'm glad he did that. Perfect. Awesome. Hey, Facebook peeps. See, we said we are going to go live on Facebook just when things got really interesting. So we're not going to completely not go live on Facebook, but we're going live on YouTube early. So if you want to join us early, come join us over at YouTube. And if you want to wait, if you want us to go live on Facebook when stuff hits the fan, then yeah, that's what we're gonna do. So we'll bring on the Book of Faces. Hopefully he added Twitter to that too. I don't think he did. So maybe Brennan, you want to add Twitter to that as well too? Now that things are getting interesting. Yeah. So that's cool. Hey, Facebook peeps. So yeah, we're still gonna go live on Facebook. We're just gonna go live on Facebook like when. So you'll know if we go live on Facebook, you know something's going down because if we're all sitting here just eating storm nuts and waiting for these storms to develop and kind of hanging out beforehand and chatting, that's when we'll go live on YouTube. And we're probably, we'll probably shut down the Facebook stream at the end of the stream as well too, and then still hang out on YouTube for a while before we end the stream. So we're kind of like bookending the live streams. But let's actually talk about the important thing, which is this storm that's heading towards Port Lambton right now looks very strong. You don't see it on the screen here, but I'm going to scroll up. This is the storm right here. It's got this kind of classic S configuration here. There is some tornado risk with this storm. Look at the velocity signatures on this. 127 kilometer an hour wind gusts. You can see that above my head here. If you look at the top of the screen, 127.44, 100.44, 70, 109, 107. This is a strong wind signature. I really, really hope this is elevated further up off the surface. But the National Weather Service just put a special weather statement out on it for 50 mile per hour wind gusts are possible with it. And the latest frame is looking intense. Yeah, so basically if you are anywhere near Algonac, Michigan, so Port Lambton, Walpole Island, the Wallaceburg area, it might just miss Wallaceburg to the north because it's kind of heading to the northeast. Sombra is in the path here. Wilkes-Port, Beaver Meadow. Let me go scroll over and you can see these areas here. So it is heading basically in this direction. And so, like we said, Port Lambton, Dutt Hill, Becker, Whitebread, Terminus, Wilkes-Port, Avonry, St. Clair, Ladysmith, Bradshaw, Beaver Meadow, Cromer, Bridgeton. All of these areas are in the path of this particular storm. It's heading in this direction. You can see the animation on the far left of the screen. Brennan's doing that animation. It looked like it was going very very supercellular for a bit because it was really getting that strong, pronounced hook echo. However, that is kind of like bent and become more of a classic S. But in classic S situations, we have seen some tornado potential. So, yeah. So it's right now it looks like a strong downburst. But, Brigden, did I do it again? I always do that, don't I? I always do it. Thank you, Lauren Marie. Appreciate the correction. Brigden. Why do I always say bridge? I just see bridge when I look at it. It's not. Soupy is better, says McMahon family. Yeah, there are storms. Speaking of Windsor, somebody mentioned, Diana says, it can miss Windsor, LOL. Is it missing Sarnia, said Amanda. I'll talk about Windsor in just a second. Sarnia is going to be missed by the strongest part of it. The strongest part of it is right here. You can see in my little orange polygon that I created. The strongest part of it is heading in this direction. So the strongest part will miss Sarnia. You're going to get the north side of the storm, but the north side of the storm does not look that strong. But the storm coming in, 28% chance of severe risk on it, 11% chance of hail, 14% chance of wind, and 2% chance of tornado on this storm. So overall, chance of tornado is on the low end, of course. These storms that are heading into Essex County are kind of getting more messy now, and are probably, again, elevated further up off the surface. I hope this is side lobe contamination, because the next upcoming velocity scan, the next upcoming wind scan on that storm heading into Port Lambton looks ridiculous. It looks ridiculous. It looks like it's really bowing out with a shelf on the Algonac camera. Amazing Person 349, can you email us the link to that camera? I mean, we'd probably Google it, but I would appreciate if you could email it to us. Send it to help@instantweather.ca. I'd like to take a look at that camera. Thank you. Appreciate that. Atlanta says, how's Leamington looking right now? It's looking fine. I mean, you're going to see some lightning and some storms, but what else is new? You know, I think you're okay. The storm we're really concerned with right now is this storm heading towards Port Lambton at the moment. So let's take a look here, see what kind of population is in Port Lambton. Oh, it looks like there's some streets. There's some streets. There's some houses. Strange how the houses are only on one side of the... How come they're only on one side of the map here? That's odd. Put them over here, but not over here. What's happening? Oh, well, at least you can see them. But yeah, Port Lambton, there is a community there, and this storm is heading like it's going to be a direct hit to Port Lambton. So hopefully everybody stays safe there. It just came out over the water, and hopefully the water maybe weakened it a little bit, but it's coming in pretty strong. Bailey says, do we need to be worried in Port Lambton? You need to be getting prepared to take shelter, because this storm looks pretty darn strong that's coming in. I mean, this is what I would love. I'd love that the folks in Port Lambton took shelter, and then they messaged us on the live stream and said, hey, by the way, the winds weren't that bad, because that would mean the storm is elevated, like we were expecting. We talked about this earlier on in the live stream. These storms should become elevated as they head into Southwestern Ontario. But the reason we went live is because there is a chance, and that's why there's a severe thunderstorm watch in place that also mentions the risk of a tornado. There is a small chance that some of these storms could remain strong as they get into our area, and they may not remain elevated. And by elevated, I mean further up off the surface. Look at the wind pattern on this storm. 123 kilometers an hour, 109, 111, 113, 114. This is not noise. If this was noise, it'd be like a couple speckles like this. I don't think this is noise. I think this is... Actually, hold on. Is this noise? I hope this is noise. I hope that's not rotation. It looks really messy though, but this is definitely not noise, because there's such a cluster of those high values. So yeah, if you're in Port Lambton right now, I would say you probably want to be taking shelter with that storm, because it could definitely be bringing down trees. It's a fairly dangerous looking storm. That storm did cross the water Anchor Bay between Harrison Township and Algonac. Yeah, so it did cross the water there. But again, hopefully it weakened it maybe a little bit, I'm hoping. But there is a small chance of, maybe more than a small chance. There's a fairly good chance of damaging winds with that storm. There's a very small chance of a tornado. But yeah, there is, that storm is looking pretty darn potent and moving towards Algonac, Michigan. With a big shelf cloud, said Amazing Person 3409, which I'm going to go check your email if you sent it. But Port Lambton is definitely in the path of that one right now. So again, we've gone live on Facebook. We started live on YouTube. So if you want to see us early and you want to hang out with us after things get, severe. And I mean, like, quite severe. Like, if we have like a few little kind of severe storms with some hail, we may or may not go live on Facebook. We want to reserve the Facebook live stream for when things get significant. So right now, this is a significant storm, so we're going live on Facebook. But if you want to see all of our live stream content from start to finish, then definitely follow us on YouTube. And you can go to youtube.com/the @ instant weather. Brendan, do you want to? I don't know if that's one of our banners, but can you make that a banner and bring that up? Let's see here. Catherine with a super chat. Thank you so much. How will Minden and the Kawartha Lakes be? You're going to be fine. These storms are very isolated to deep southwestern Ontario. We did have a comment earlier that we should back up the map once in a while and show people actually where we are. So you can see where we are here. This is here's Barrie, here's Orillia. You're talking Kawartha Lakes is up over here. There's Toronto, Hamilton, Niagara. Here's London. We're down in kind of like areas south of Sarnia right now is really where we're focused, and deep southwestern Ontario. Interesting. But yeah, these storms in deep southwestern Ontario should, not saying for sure, but they should be somewhat elevated, higher up off the surface. So can folks in Amherstburg and LaSalle areas and Willow areas, Harrow areas, if you could let us know what the winds are like. If you're in North Woodsley, Lakeshore, Tecumseh, if you're in Windsor right now, let us know what the winds are like. And I have a feeling you're going to say the winds are not that bad. There we go. Watch us on YouTube. Oh, you can actually go to instantweather.ca/live, and that will have our YouTube video embedded there. Or if you're on YouTube already, just open the YouTube app and search Instant Weather, and you'll find our channel. But watch out, because I searched Instant Weather, and there's like the thing at the top that says Instant Weather, and it was like an AccuWeather ad. So I guess they're targeting that search term. Maybe they're targeting anything that has the word weather in it. I would say that's more likely. So if you see this like random thing that just says Instant Weather in like black text, scroll up a little bit, and you'll see our white and blue logo. That's like an IW, and it'll say Instant Weather at Instant Weather. So that's the one you want to go to, not the random ad at the very top. Amazing Person 3409 has been keeping an eye on that webcam for us and says the winds are ripping in Algonac. There have been multiple power flashes. Stream time live on YouTube. I'm going to go check that right now. Oh boy. Stream time on YouTube. Oh boy.
Lindsay shared it in the team chat.
Okay. I see. That's not good. Multiple power flashes. Oh boy. Okay, I can see it here. Let's see. I have to watch a bunch of ads. Switch to my other account. Whoa, the winds are ripping. That is bananas. Oh my goodness. I don't think we can share this because we don't have the permissions to, but it is bananas. It is blowing like crazy. And there's been power flashes. Okay, this is definitely a severe storm. This is looking strong. Whoa. I can hear it in my ear. It's hurting my ear. I'm going to turn it down. The winds are so loud that it's hurting my ear. Yeah, that is definitely surface-based. Wow. Wow. I have the volume at like 1%, and I can still hear it crunching my eardrum. Okay. And that is not good. That is not good. Good call on finding that webcam. Yeah, Port Lambton needs to be taking shelter with the storm. For sure. For sure. It looks super strong. It is hitting pretty hard right now. If you're watching that webcam, it is... Where is this, near the border? Yeah, this is in Algonac. Yes, right over Algonac right now. Look at these winds. No wonder it's like that. 95, 91, 102. Yeah, no wonder the winds are strong in that storm, in that video. And this is heading right into Port Lambton, right into Whitebread. I don't know if there's many people in Whitebread here. It looks like it's just a crossroad, basically. But yeah, it looks like Wallaceburg might see some of this. I thought maybe it would head north, but Wallaceburg might see some of this storm. So if you're in Wallaceburg, lightning and winds in Wallaceburg, says Chris, thank you very much. Sky just lit up green north of Wallaceburg, says Ascension Gaming. Eek. Yeah, there's probably some hail in there. Green's never a good color. This could be a little bit of rotation here heading into Port Lambton. So again, there's a non-zero tornado risk with this. It's only at 2%, 26% severe, 10% for wind, 8% for hail. So the percentages have come down a bit. They were a lot stronger. They were up in the 50s. So the percentages have come down a bit. We're really hoping that this storm is weakening, but it looks, I mean, based on that webcam, that's live footage, it looks like it's still quite strong. Still quite strong heading into that area right now. So if you are in anywhere, if you're in Port Lambton, you're already getting hammered, I'm sure, right now. Hopefully folks in Port Lambton are okay. Let us know what you're experiencing there. If it's safe to do so, we don't want you running outside to figure it out. But if you're in a safe place and you can let us know. Doug Don says white bread is countryside. Thank you very much. Yeah, that. Whoa. Let's go to Canadian radar. Take a look at this because it's now. Let's see. Is it? It's still closer to U.S. radar, but let's see what the Canadian perspective on it is. And the Canadian perspective says Walsburg is about to see some strong winds, 90 kilometers an hour, 92, 96, 95. Yeah, Walsburg is definitely. I'm glad I put Walsburg in my little polygon here because those winds are definitely moving into that area right now. I hope it's not a bookend vortex on the backside of this. That wouldn't be good. But yeah, really strong winds heading to that area right now. Let's go back to Detroit radar. Yeah, really strong winds going through Algonac, heading towards Port Lambton and Walsburg at the moment. This velocity frame is one frame behind here, and so the Canadian frame was more up to date, and it's showing those strong winds basically on Walsburg's doorstep at the moment. Yeah, so hopefully everybody's great. I live in Walsburg, says Amberly. No worries, just, you know, be inside, stay safe. If things start falling, you know, obviously you're going to want to be below ground if you can be. Most interior room is usually a good place. But yeah, really strong winds are possible. Again, isolated tornado cannot be entirely ruled out. But almost done raining in West Windsor, says Courtney. Thank you very much. Courtney, can you let us know what the winds were like there? I have a feeling they weren't too bad. I have a feeling it wasn't too bad for the folks there because it looks pretty messy. It doesn't look too strong right now for what we're seeing in Essex County. Essex County kind of fell apart, which is good. Jeff says dead calm north of Walsburg. Yeah, that's going to change probably. HJ says eerily still in Walsburg still. Okay, so the U.S. radar is closer, so it's a little bit more accurate with the positioning of the winds right now. So let me just double check. So yeah, it says a little bit of a rotation couplet actually west of Walsburg right now on the latest scan, on the 951 scan, which should be pretty soon. We have to do one tweak to our U.S. radar to get those in between scans. And so right now, and the velocity frame is one frame behind. So those are two bugs we have to fix on Instant Weather Pro for our US stuff. But once those are fixed, it's going to be awesome. But wind is picking up and dying down. Okay. Oh, what's with that? What's with that? Is this like musical note? What is this musical? Look at this thing. Is this like a treble clef? What am I looking at here? And then there's this. Okay. So there is a little bit of rotation west of Walsburg. But it should be on the next scan after that, after this treble clef. Literally, look at this treble clef. I can't get over it. The next frame, this is where people say it's actually a bass clef, and I didn't know. Let's see here. It's a quarter note. So that's what it is. That's right. Quarter note. That's right. Or it's an eighth note. Yeah, I don't like what's happening on the storm heading towards Walsburg, but this is kind of like a backwards hook, so it's nothing too significant from what I can tell. But the winds are very strong. So the winds are yes. Oh, okay. Thank you very much. I'll take a look at that. Thank you. Is that Lindsay? Let's see here. I see that. Yeah, it's hard to tell. Sorry, was that Lindsay that messaged that to me? I think that was. Should know your voice by now. Maybe not. She can't hear me. Oh, okay. Oh, you have to wait for the stream. Okay, I understand. Okay. Yeah, it's hard to tell. Yeah, it's a little bit of a drop there. It's hard to tell. Interesting. Yeah, there is a little bit of rotation on that storm still. A little bit concerned with it. Quarter note here. Let's see. For eighth note. The storm has musical knowledge. It certainly does. It certainly does. More than me. More than me. Yeah, so a little bit concerned with that heading into Walsburg. It's going to be some strong winds for sure. I think we're getting a radar update pretty soon here. Still only a severe thunderstorm watch on that storm. I'm quite surprised. But yeah, strong winds definitely possible for the Walsburg area. It looks like, it may have weakened on the latest scan, which is good. I think it may have weakened. So that's good. That is good. Raining in Walsburg now. Let us know what the winds are like in Walsburg, because I think it may be weakening, which is great news. On the latest scan, it looks like it is weakening a bit. I mean, it still looks pretty strong right here, but the latest scan should be updated pretty soon. But it looks like it should be weakening. Up to Sarnia, you're good to go. Essex County looks fine. Some of these storms that are stronger kind of down in the U.S., as you can see, we've got a bunch of tornado warnings down here in the U.S., but nothing up towards us. Tornado watch right up towards us, but no tornado warnings. There's a severe thunderstorm watch in place from Environment Canada, and it mentions the possibility of an isolated tornado. But again, even with the special weather statement in the U.S. and the marine warning, I'm surprised that there is there ends up being no severe thunderstorm warning on that storm as it came in, because it looked pretty strong. But it may be weakening, so that's good news. We're going to continue to watch it as it tracks into our area. And thanks for joining us on live stream, everybody. We sincerely appreciate it. If you have not done so yet, please download our free app. You can get it at instantweatherapp.com. It is free. If we send out notifications, or if there are any government notifications that get sent out, then they will be sent directly to you, depending on your location. You put into the app, of course, or if you let the app kind of, follow you around or whatever. So, which is the most accurate, but nevertheless, let's see here. Sentient Gaming says Walsburg winds are not that bad. Okay, good. Yeah, because it looks like it basically died right on the doorstep of Walsburg, which is great news. Look, there could be some gusty winds in there still, but it's definitely not like it was, especially on that video. That live stream was, thank you so much, Amazing Person 3409, because that live stream was bananas. Like, the winds coming through were super strong. So that was really interesting to watch. But again, we didn't have permissions for that, so we couldn't just throw it up on the live stream. But because I'm not sure whose camera that was, but wow, that was interesting. But yeah, I think the border shut the door on the storm's face once again. I mean, it was in Ontario before it died out. It was definitely, it definitely went through Port Lambton. How are the folks in Port Lambton, by the way? Were you okay? It was pretty strong, I'm sure. Nicole says, after our year last year, Adam, Walsburg needs a bubble around it. Yeah, Walsburg got smashed last year. That was rough. Sure. Wayne says, what is the projected path of the storm? Basically east-northeast. I can animate it here. I mean, you can see the animation actually on the left, so you can see the storms are kind of moving kind of to the northeast, basically. Still some strong winds possible in the storm as it heads into Wilkesport and Beaver Meadow area, Tupperville, and maybe towards Oil Springs. But I think it is weakening. I'm pretty sure the percentages are coming down. Yeah, it's come down to 25% severe, 13% wind, 10% hail, and 1% tornado. So the percentages are weakening. The artificial intelligence, the machine learning percentages are coming down on that storm, which is great. And again, those percentages will be available if you subscribe to Instant Weather Pro, which is this right here, Instant Weather Pro. We launched it May 31st last year. the beta test, and we have a whole bunch of new improvements coming to it, as well as the mobile app version is finally coming out. So that's pretty exciting. And yeah, if you'd like to subscribe to that, you can head over to instantweatherpro.com. We appreciate all those who have subscribed to it so far. It's exciting, and yeah, we're reinvesting every penny back into it. We're going to be improving US radar. We're adding the US alerts, which are already pretty much done. The mobile version of it, we're improving performance as well too. There's a whole bunch of improvements coming into it, and we will be adding those percentages. So you'll see actually a polygon right around every single storm, and when you click on it, you'll be able to see what the percentages are for the hail risk, the wind risk, the tornado risk, and the overall severe risk on it. So yeah, that stuff is coming very soon. We've got lightning in there. We've got a whole bunch of stuff. So it's been pretty exciting. If you are using Instant Weather Pro, let me know in the comments if you like it. If you don't, let us know what you like about it. Urban says, is there a test flight version of the iOS app? Yes, internally we have a test flight version of it. We don't have, or we have a small beta test group that has access to the test flight version as well. But yeah, we have the regular version of it as well on the App Store. So Daryl says, what you going to sing Strum tonight? I don't know. I'll think about it. We'll see. Ben says, what happens to my report when I report weather through the app? Does it go to you guys? Yeah. So not only does it change your condition, like if it's a different condition than what you're experiencing, it'll change your condition on the app, but it gets logged into a database of weather reports. So that is super important. So if you have our app and you click report weather, and then you click like what condition it is, that goes into a database with that time at that location. And that's going to help us big time, especially as we start to get deeper into customizing models and kind of running our own model as well too. All of that data is very, very important. So we appreciate all the reports. Thank you kindly. It's very, very kind of you. Let's see here. Courtney says, what's the app called? So our free app is called Instant Weather. And you can get it by going to instantweatherapp.com, or just go to the App Store and search Instant Weather. 2 separate words. It's free, so if you see an app called Insta Weather that costs money, that's not us. But it's Instant Weather, and you can download it for free on iOS and on the Google Play Store for Android devices. Let's see here. Barb says, thank you for going live on Facebook. You're very welcome. I mean, we don't want to stop going live on Facebook. We think it just makes sense for us to go live on Facebook when something very severe is about to happen. Or something just jumps out at us and all of a sudden it's very severe. You know, that can happen like one radar scan later. You can have a storm that just explodes in intensity and it's like severe. When things get significant, we will go live on Facebook. But we will start our live streams on YouTube and Twitch early. And then mainly on YouTube, but we will obviously include our Twitch community because it's a pretty cool little unique community. But the point is that the more folks in our community, especially we ran a survey and like a huge, almost all of our community members are on YouTube. Almost all. Not all of them. Of course, there's some people that say, I'm not on YouTube. I only use Facebook. You know, these type of things happen. But basically, the majority of our community is on YouTube. And it's such a better live streaming platform. So that's why we're kind of gently nudging everyone over to YouTube. And the reason being is if as many people watch us on Facebook as they did on YouTube, YouTube would actually say, hold on a second, this is a popular live stream, and YouTube will promote our live stream even further. And our whole goal since 2013 has been to raise awareness about tornadoes and severe weather. And if you go over to YouTube, that will actually help us with that goal because it will push our live stream to so many more people in the YouTube community because, you know, a lot of the Facebook community already follow our updates, but the YouTube community does not. So if we could push more towards the YouTube community and have that grow up, that would be a good thing as well too. And also too, you know, you kind of don't want to, when you're running a community like ours, you kind of don't want to just limit ourselves to be like just a Facebook community because now we have a Twitter community that's growing, we have a Twitch community that's growing, and we have a YouTube community that's growing. And by diversifying, not only does it get the word out to a bunch of people that may not have heard of us before, but it also kind of gives us a backup because who knows what's going to happen with Facebook in the future? Who knows what's going to happen with Twitter? Who knows what's going to happen with Twitch and with YouTube? Nobody knows. So probably best for us to be, equally involved in all of those different social media communities, because if one or two of them explode, then, we'll have other places you can go. So I think that's probably a good thing. Of course, we have our app as well, too. So we have a wonderful big community on there. Shelly says, how do you watch on YouTube? So if you go on our Facebook page, I did a 10-minute, I said it was a short tutorial, ended up being 10 minutes long, but I actually filmed it today. I even edited it down, and it still ended up being like 9 minutes and 50 seconds or something. But if you go to our Facebook pages, so you're obviously on our Facebook page because we went live on Facebook. So if you're on Instant Weather Ontario or on Ontario Storm Watch, go to the very top of the page, and you'll see 2 pinned posts, and one of them is a video that you can see the YouTube icon on it, and it's me walking you step by step from literally, if you don't have a YouTube app, if you don't have a Google account, I walk you step by step through the entire process to go from just downloading it to being able to comment and watch and be notified of our live streams on YouTube. So jump on there. I walked you through every step I possibly could, and hopefully that gives you some
Only you
some
can
insight to that.
manage to make opening an app a whole 10-minute tutorial video.
Go watch it. It had to be that long. That's how long it took me from like the start of downloading the app all the way to commenting on the video. It took me that long, and then I go through some settings and stuff.
Downloading the app using dial-up?
I know the app download was like 2 seconds of that video, but anyways, go watch the video and you'll find out. You can also just go to youtube.com if you're just on your computer. YouTube.com is an easy way to do it. But if you want to comment, then you definitely have to be logged in, or else they won't let you comment. So looks like still some strong winds heading north of Wallaceburg, but maybe elevated at this point in time, so hopefully not that strong. Look at Speed says, Brennan, never change. Please never change.
See, this is why we keep our Twitch community. They're
Yes,
always
the Twitch community
of me.
Of you.
Yes.
Explicitly you. Let's see here. No, they're supportive of me. I'm just kidding. The storms in Essex County look like pretty darn weak, so that's good. And this storm is really the only storm we're paying attention to right now. Let's go back to the forecast map for the folks that haven't seen the forecast map yet. So basically, a severe potential, and for kind of the Windsor-Leamington area, that should be dying down with these storms moving through. I think that's probably it for that area. You might see a storm overnight, but chances of it being severe are low. And then you have the storms just move through kind of south of Sarnia, so that little green area for isolated severe risk that you did, Brennan, makes sense now, because that was pretty much the only area that had any real risk tonight, was that big storm that came through. And it looks like it's slowly but surely weakening. So calm now in Wallaceburg, says Amberly. That's great. Anything Wallaceburg way, says Zach? No, I don't think so. Again, you could see some storms overnight, but chances are fairly slim. And it looks like this storm is starting to weaken, which is good.
Take a look at radar over Kitchener right now.
Can do. Let me see here. What, Exeter? Yeah. Oh, hello. There might be some hail in Kitchener right now. Where did you come from? We weren't paying attention to you. Thank you, Alana. Meteorologist Alana Franks coming in
out
with
of nowhere.
Coming in clutch. Yeah, it kind of popped up earlier.
But
there's not much of an environment. Yeah, there's not much of an environment here, so chances are it's just a little bit of small hail, maybe. I don't even see any lightning data. Oh, maybe there is some. Is there? No. No, there's no lightning on that storm. Oh, there's one little strike. I found one little strike. One little guy. Just a little guy. Yeah, there's one little strike on that storm. So maybe a little bit of lightning on that storm, a little bit of hail. As you can see in pink, this could be, especially in the darker pink here, this 63.5 DPZ. Oh, you can't see anything. Sorry. It's one of those days. Sorry, the little bit of pink here over the Regional Waterloo International Airport. So this could actually be a little bit of hail, just a little bit of pink there, but very, very little lightning on that storm. The environment up there is not that strong. So there is non-severe storms are possible overnight, and looks like that's going to kind of head to the northeast, maybe over parts of the GTA and head out towards Peterborough area. But the severe risk overnight is pretty darn low with these storms. They should remain elevated And yeah, and as you can tell, there's been no severe thunderstorm warnings from Environment Canada. Again, I'm pretty surprised with that one as it was coming across. I'm surprised that didn't have severe thunderstorm warning, but maybe they were expecting it to be elevated and die off quickly, which it did. So yeah, that's good. Yeah, and again, Essex County looks pretty boring, which is good. There is some more storms back here. Not a lot of lightning or anything on them, but they're going to head up towards probably the Sarnia area as well. And again, there's we saw a little bit of pop-up storms, some lightning west of kind of south Grand Bend area, basically. Nothing too strong in that area. What is this going on here? Hello. I'm going to go check the environment in the background. I really don't think there's barely any supercell now. There's a bunch of inhibition. There's no VTP. There's no SDP. I'm not talking about Stone Temple pilots. I'm talking about significant tornado parameter. And yeah, environment looks pretty darn weak. 0.5 supercell. So a tiny, 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 tiny bit of supercell. But let's go take a look at the tilt 2. Yeah, a whole lot of nothing. All right, so chances are most of these should stay subsevere. There's a little bit of a hail risk overnight, so that could be interesting. But overall, I don't think it's going to be too strong. And that storm that's just exiting my little polygon should probably be weakening. It says 95 km/h wind gust, but I don't think based on reports from Wallaceburg, chances are that those winds are probably elevated. I would think so, especially based on the environment. Yeah, I would think so. Liam just messaged us and says, hey, when are we streaming till? I should be home within the hour and can help out with stuff, just catching up, been out all day. I don't think we're going to be live streaming for that much longer. I think probably we'll say goodbye to Facebook at this point in time because I think the storm is, oh, never mind. Before we do that, 130 kilometers an hour? What? I hope this is elevated because we're now getting a scan of 130 kilometers an hour on the storm as it gets closer to Exeter radar. Is it equal to Exeter as it is to Detroit? No, it's a little closer to Detroit. Barely. How is Detroit looking on the storm? Hold on, let me just see in the background as I check. Yeah, it just increased big time on Detroit. Hold on, let's keep Facebook in the loop here for a second. 69 miles per hour. What? Yeah, look at this. 110, 123 kilometers an hour from Detroit. Again, that's an older scan, but let me go back to, yeah, I think I might still want to do a little polygon, maybe a blue one. I'm going to get rid of these two polygons and do a new polygon on this one. Again, it's probably elevated, aka further up off the surface, but the fact that I'm seeing those kind of winds on there is a bit concerning. I'm still going to do one little more polygon on that one. One little more. I don't know what English is, it's tricky, even though it's the only language I've ever spoke. Yeah,
English
I'm gonna do a little.
Or is it? What is it?
Oh, you know what? I just realized what I was doing.
Impossible.
I was impossible. I was on tilt 2, folks. I was higher up in the storm. That makes way more sense now. Although the U.S. will still have those strong winds. So here's tilt 1, which still has 103, 107, 83 on the other side. That might be a little bit of rotation there, but it is pretty noisy. But yeah, tilt 2 is still showing strong winds. Where's tilt 3? Tilt 4. It's supported all the way up. Chances are it's nothing. Still severe thunderstorm watch in place. Yeah, I think I want to check out the comments first, though. Can we, folks that are in Wallaceburg, how was the wind? Was it weak? I think people basically said that it was pretty weak. Let's see here. Leona says she's from the Dutch Way of Life community, Facebook community. I'm half Dutch. That's where I get my height. I'm like 6'1". Brennan's even taller than me though. We're just tall people. Alana's like, she's gonna get angry soon. Alana's not very tall, but that's okay.
No, I'm not tall at all.
Me and Alana met like a few summers ago, and like I just
Yeah,
cowered over her.
I know. I did the same. I'm
I'm
sure you did for
5 foot
sure.
flat.
You're 5 foot flat. What's it's like my wife, she's like 5'2". What Brennan, you're like 6'3" or something?
6'4", 6'5".
You're 6'4.5". Holy moly. Yeah, yeah. Did you ever play basketball?
No.
You probably should have. You'd be balling right now. Anyways, um,
I'm good in bed.
what? Oh, you
No,
mean you're
I'm
good
good in
lying in bed?
bed. Yeah, like
You're good
I don't
lying
want
in
to do.
bed.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'll just
yeah.
have a rot day
It
in
sounded
bed
bad the
instead
first
of.
time you said it, but anyways. Okay, hold on a sec. Super chat from Blue Desolation. Thank you so much. We appreciate that. How are things looking for Burlington? Burlington's fine. You might see a storm overnight, but I think you're all right. I think you're good. Randy says, if you ain't Dutch, you ain't much. I'm 6'9". Wow. Did you play basketball, Randy? It's the only thing I want to know. Did you play basketball? You're 6. That's tall, buddy. Wow. If that's legit, that's pretty tall. Patty says, great job, guys, with the super chat. Thank you so much, Patty. We sincerely appreciate it. Thank you kindly. Wow. He says, nope. That's okay. Yeah, still really strong winds from the U.S. radar on that storm. Still could be somewhat of a wind risk with that cell. That's kind of the only cell that I'm concerned about right now. I'm going to, I'm going to do a little polygon on that one. Just a little polygon. Looks like it's moving pretty much due east at this point. Let me see here. Oh, it's moving northeast. Okay. Up towards Alvinston at the moment. Going through areas like Oakdale. I hope it's non-severe, but I've seen storms like this do stranger things before, where it looks pretty much like nothing, and then we get a report of some trees down or something like that. So I just want to be a little bit cautious with this one, because it is trying to look more interesting than it probably is. So I'm going to do one more little polygon with this storm. Let me just straighten that out a little bit. Okay, I'm going to do one little polygon with that. Let's see who's involved in that one. I'm just going to go severe thunderstorm potential on the storm that is located. Where is it located? Let me just show you on Canadian radar here. Where is it located? Don Valley? But that's going to sound like Toronto, so I'm not going to say that. I'll just say northeast of Wallaceburg. Yeah. Okay. Carefully watching the storm that is located northeast of Wallaceburg, tracking to the northeast towards areas like Oakdale, Inwood, and Alvinston, etc. Isolated tornado cannot be entirely ruled out, but the further we get into the evening, the less of a chance there is. Okay, and the timing would be 10:20. Okay, I'm going to send that out to the 2,789 people in the path of that, just in case. I'm going to get rid of the other polygons, though. So I just sent that out. Let us know in the comments if you got that notification. I just sent that out to folks in the Petrolia area, Watford, up towards Strathroy, and kind of just before London. I didn't send a notification to London on that one. So we'll see what it does over the next few frames. Chances are it could weaken. Again, the environment is getting weaker and weaker as time goes on. But okay, I'm going to get rid of which one here. That 925 notification is gone. Damage winds detected at 929 is gone. And I think that's the last one. Okay. That should be good. Lauren Marie says, dying at the casual I'm good in bed comment. Yeah, you have to clarify that. You mean your good line in bed live streaming? We're gonna have to have a. No, we don't need a camera for that. That's fine. Brennan and his jammies. Just as I sent that notification, the winds on that storm have weakened from the Detroit radar. Still looking fairly.
Need to be on a different platform.
Yeah, that would be our OnlyFans page. 104 kilometers an hour from the storm. It's a storm north of Dresden on the Exeter radar. So that's why I put that little polygon here. As you can see, I'll animate this radar so you can see the direction the storm is going. It is going in kind of that direction towards the northeast. So I put it a little bit further to the north just in case it kind of takes a left turn. But it's kind of heading that way. It is heading towards London, but it is weakening as it's heading that way. So I'm sure we have a lot of community members in the comments from the London area, and they're probably wondering what's going on. Jennifer says, we're learning a bit too much about Brennan tonight. Just a bit too much, not too much. Steve says, check out Ohio. 3 storms rotating cells now. Thank you very much. Crystal coming in with an I'm a 5'6". Yeah, we're all comparing heights now. Environmental says, pause. Did I hear I can get an IW OnlyFans sub too? Is there an app? No, that's not happening. This is definitely not
You'd
happening.
have to make a tutorial video for that.
It's going to be at least 10 minutes. Let's see here.
Only clouds.
Only clouds. Only storms.
Only mezzos.
Only storms. That's it. We're starting our own platform, folks, called Only Storms.
Or in your case, only roofs.
Only roofs. That's right. Only roofs to get thrown at me by an EF1. Everybody's comparing heights over here. It's funny. Nico says instant weather after midnight. That's right. That is right. Heavy rain stopped in Leamington, says Debbie. Thank you very much. Downpours in Sarnia, says Tracy. Thank you kindly. Storm, says Brittany. Alana says, I'm short. Haha. Yeah, that's okay. That's okay. Matthew says, sorry, I need to know for Brantford. Brantford's fine. You're good. I see some storms overnight, but I don't think it's going to be too bananas. Anna Guest says, this is why I freaking love you guys.
In the chat, when
you
Liam
too.
asked if we're still going to be streaming, and I said probably not for much longer, getting into After Dark territory, so I'm about to become even more unhinged. So I'm definitely living up to those standards.
Brennan gets more unhinged the closer we get to midnight. And when it's a full moon, just watch out. Caitlin says, do we have an ETA on Virtue Weather? We're thinking summer, so probably in the next month, maybe month or two. Hopefully sooner than that. Yeah, we're stoked about that. It's awesome. But we're doing 2 versions of it. So one version will be you download on your computer if you have a gaming computer. But for folks that don't have a gaming computer, we're going to run a version in the cloud. And I think that probably the version you download will be something similar to Instant Weather Pro's pricing, so something roughly like $99 a year. And then, but the version where we host a computer in the cloud for you to use it, we might have to do $149 or maybe $199 for the year, because it's considerably more expensive for us to literally run, like host a computer for you to use. But the cool thing about that is it'll work on any device. So you can have just like a $100 laptop, it'll still be able to run it. Whereas if you do the download version and you try to use it on like a cheap laptop, that's not going to work. You need to have like a gaming computer to be able to run it, because it runs on Unreal Engine 5, which is like Fortnite.
Off the rails.
Uh-oh, I haven't even looked. I haven't scrolled down. Do I want to? Any updates on Widget, says Caitlin. Yes, so actually, I don't know if I mentioned it earlier, but one of our main developer from Virtue Weather, dear Lord, our main developer from Virtue Weather has actually come over to help with some of the instant weather tasks. So a lot of things are going to be going faster now. So we're going to really chip away at a bunch of stuff with Instant Weather Pro, and then we're going to do a bunch of improvements on the Instant Weather app. There's a whole bunch of stuff that's happening. So development should go faster now that we have a new, very skilled developer that has joined the team as well. So our development team is growing, and it's it's exciting. So. Oh no, HJ says, do the calming radio voice, Adam. The calming, is it calming when I do the radio voice? Ladies and gentlemen, there is a storm right now moving northeast towards London, Ontario. If you are in the area of London, Ontario, you better watch out for lightning and maybe some heavy rain. But besides that, I think you're going to be just okay.
I love how we're on like two different off-topic chats. Like I'm over here just like
You're in
giggling at
the darkness.
comments.
Yes, we know you're in the darkness. I moved on from it here. Teresa says, yes,
I'm
that's a common
dragging
voice.
you back into the darkness.
Nico says, I feel unsafe now. Does that voice make it unsafe? Let's see here. Yeah, I come from a long line of radio announcers.
We've
Both
got a
from
really
1050
important
Chum.
request from Sue. Can you please talk about weather, please?
That's a double please. That's true. I love the puppy, by the way. It's a cute puppy. Is that a cockapoo or is it a hold on a sec. I have a family member who has a dog like that. Is it so it's a poodle, but it's also something else? Let us know. Oh boy. Oh, Kyle says good night. Good night, Kyle. How was Kyle? Can you let us know how Wallaceburg winds were? Were they not too bad? Was it okay? Oh, Maltese poodle. Interesting. Yeah, we can talk about the storms. So we're still tracking this storm here, and it is the current one that has our attention. Near Dawn, Euphemia, heading towards Shetland, Euphemia, Dawn Euphemia, heading up towards a lot of places I haven't heard of before.
Natasha, can you
Aberfeldy?
talk about weather, please? Ask about the dog.
I mean, the dogs take precedence here, folks. We have puppies. We need puppies and kitties. They always take
Adam
precedence.
did not just say cockapoo to try and change the subject.
I knew that would go over well. Let's see here.
This is
Linda
why
says,
we
"Are
need to
we?"
be on YouTube instead because we're gonna
All
get our
right,
Facebook
children, let's
page
behave.
banned.
Yeah, please. Can Mommy Alana please tell Brennan to behave? I'm doing just fine here. I'm trying to focus on these things like cockapoos. Linda says, "Are we suspecting anything for Sudbury?" No, Sudbury. I think is probably fine. I think it's probably fine for Sudbury. By the way, if anybody who watched my 10-minute long video about how to get a YouTube account, I don't know if you caught the Squirrel Depot section of it, but there was a Squirrel Depot section, so that's just a little tidbit for you there.
I love how you can just say Squirrel Depot segment and people would know what you mean.
And it's a great community. Anna says, my favorite pastime is Adam trying to pronounce places he has no clue how to say. Yes, I know. It's brutal. Livy says, just crying. My sister and mom both yelling at me IRL. Trying to stay quiet, but crying. That's good times. Okay, so we're going to keep an eye on this storm. Ooh, that's interesting. The Chatham-Kent storm kind of got a little bit of mustard to it. But let's see what's going on with that Kitchener-Waterloo storm. Is it dying off? Yeah. It's not doing much, which was expected. Again, the environment, the further they go to the northeast, we're going to see some lightning. We're going to see some heavy rain tonight, but we are not going to see anything too significant probably. The only storm we're still a bit concerned with is this storm, but it looks like it's gone even subsevere on radar, and chances are it's elevated further up off the surface. So, yeah, chances are probably going to remain subsevere at this point in time. So, I think, Brendan, at this point in time, we should probably shut down the Facebook stream because there's nothing besides a little bit of humor that is too relevant.
Yeah,
Again, we're going to try to reserve. We're trying to reserve Facebook for when things are significant and things are quite severe. Then we'll jump on Facebook. But when things dial down and start to ease off,
we want to be less PG. We'll go over YouTube.
We've been less PG on Facebook as well too, but it's fine. But yeah. Daniel says getting hail in Mississauga, like small hail. You're getting hail in Mississauga right now. I see. Really? Oh, so there could be some small hail in there as well. Evan, thank you for the super chat. Appreciate it. I don't know what that means, but okay. Thank you. Very kind of you. Natasha says, are you staying on YouTube? Yes, so we'll stay on YouTube. So Everybody who's watching on Facebook, please come over to the YouTube channel if you want to keep watching. I'll probably play a song at some point in time. So if you want to hear a tune and you want to hang out with us for a little bit longer as we track this final dying storm, you can either watch us. You can go to instantweather.ca/live to watch us on YouTube, or you can just grab the YouTube app and search Instant Weather. So if you search Instant Weather on YouTube, you'll be able to find us, and you'll see that we're live. And definitely come on over if you want to keep watching from Facebook to the YouTubes. We'd appreciate it. But yeah, we're going to shut down Facebook for now as things have started to dial down. And again, we'll still go live on Facebook. We're just going to do it. We've got cookies. That's right. Risa says, come on to YouTube. We've got cookies.
Based on our behavior, it might be certain type of cookies.
Anywho, so the chances are probably high. But anyway, so we're going to go over to YouTube. So if you are on the Book of Faces, if you're on Facebook, we are going to shut down the Facebook stream right now. But again, we are still going to go live on Facebook when things get bananas. But for right now, things are starting to dial down. We're just gonna watch the end of this little storm that's left, which is east of Oakdale. Still could have a little bit of hail in there, but probably elevated. But long story short, come on over to come on over from Facebook to YouTube, please. We're also on Twitch too, so if you want to join us on Twitch, we're gonna stay live on Twitch, and we're gonna stay live on. Brendan, did you ever go live on Twitter? You did not.
No.
Oh well. Did you post on Twitter that we were live on YouTube?
Yeah.
Okay, that's good. That's fine then. Okay. Cool. All right. So yeah, thank you so much, everyone on Facebook. If you'd like to come over to YouTube, come on over. Search for Instant Weather on YouTube, and we'll continue live for just a little bit longer before we end up shutting this down. But I might play a song, and we'll hang out for a little bit longer as we watch closely with this one last storm that we're watching. So that's that. Thank you so much. Did you kill Facebook?
Yeah, I
Looks
killed
like you
it.
did. In the middle of me talking to people on Facebook? That's great.
No, I did it after.
Oh, okay. Okay, good. Sweet. Okay. Yeah, so there's one last storm we're trying to watch here, which is this one right here. Still looking interesting. Does not look as strong from the Canadian radar. US radar looks a little bit stronger on it, actually. But I think it's actually closer now to the Canadian radar. It is closer now to Exeter, and Exeter does not look as strong on it. Let's go look at it from Cleveland. Let's see what Cleveland's doing with these storms. Yeah, it's still got an interesting look to it. It's just barely inside of my polygon. Barely. Should have made that a little further south, I would think. Oh, awful hail. Oh, so it is producing hail. Confirmation right there that there is hail falling from that storm, which is... if I zoom in on it here, you can see. Yeah, here we go from Aberfeldy. Awful hail coming down right now. And that makes perfect sense because, look, you can see this hail core right here is heading right into your area. So, yeah, that makes perfect sense. Still quite the wind signature. This is coming all the way from Cleveland, though. So let's check out Exeter. And it is noisy. Oh, boy. Hard to get a grasp on this wind reading because it is a noisy mess.
Can you believe there's a severe thunderstorm warning that was just issued?
Where? In Ontario?
Yeah, that storm.
They just put a severe thunderstorm warning on it? I mean, it still looks pretty grumpy. So, yeah, I could see that.
But, like, based on everything we've seen tonight, that's the...
Hold on, let me refresh. Is it already... Did you just get it?
Yeah.
Let me refresh and see. Oh, I see it right there. There it is. Severe thunderstorm warning. Oh, it should show right there. Yeah, severe thunderstorm warning. Wow. They put a severe thunderstorm warning on this one. I mean, there's still some pretty high values on that thing. So, yeah, I can see it. It's still a pretty grumpy storm. We're getting hail reports now. Oh, there you go. That storm gets a severe thunderstorm warning. Yeah, surprisingly, it's already actually went back up. It increased in strength. It's up to 38% severe risk on it now. 8% wind, 38% hail, and 1% tornado. There you go. So did we just like cut off the live stream on Facebook just as the severe thunderstorm warning got issued? Wah, wah, wah.
Slow clap.
Slow clap. Can there be closed captioning on this YouTube coverage? My spouse won't let me listen. Yeah, there should be. Is there not?
No, it doesn't look like there is. I just tried to turn them on, like from how I'm watching, and it says subtitles / closed captions unavailable.
When I was watching Ryan yesterday, he had closed caption on his.
So it might have to be something that we enable.
I don't see it in the settings here. I'm looking through the settings right now. Where? How come there's no closed captioning? Advanced settings. Feature eligibility. Community. Agreements. General. I don't see it. I don't know why. I don't know why. Yeah, that's odd. We need to figure that out big time, because that is a big problem if we can't... this storm actually kicked it up an even bigger notch. 60% severe risk on it now. 56 hail, 19 wind, and 2% tornado risk on this storm. And it's got a big hook on it. Hold on a minute. And it's under severe thunderstorm warning now. Mainly a hail risk, though. Velocity couldn't be worse to look at. Look at this garbage. This is absolutely disgusting. How can anyone read this? How can you tell if there's a mezzo in there? This is just brutal. This is the most brutal velocity I've seen in a long time. That is horrifying. How can you read this? Look, okay, folks, take a look at this data and try to make anything of it. Oh, that's great. That is awful. Anywho, probably because it's elevated, super noisy. Chances are it's elevated, but it's mainly a hail risk. I would assume so. I'm going to go take a look at the severe thunderstorm warning. I'm pretty sure it's going to say hail. Seems to be mainly a hail risk. Maybe some wind, but let's see what it says. Severe thunderstorm is located 8 kilometers north of Florence, moving east at 50 kilometers an hour. Tracking a severe thunderstorm capable of producing up to Toonie-size hail. Nickel to Toonie-size hail. Locations impacted include Shetland, Aberfeldy, Cairo, and Grays. Yeah, it's literally severe hail. That's all they're talking about, which makes perfect sense. I agree wholeheartedly with that. I don't think there's a tornado risk here because there's basically no environment for it, but elevated hail risk for sure. For sure.
I think I've got it figured out how to do captions.
Okay, what did you do?
I'll walk you through it because I don't have access to do it. So under Stream Settings tab, locate the Additional Settings section.
Okay.
Scroll down and turn on Closed Captions toggle button.
Oh, hold on a second. Under Stream Settings. Wait, are you looking at it from a person watching perspective or
No.
person running the channel perspective?
Person running the channel perspective.
I don't see... did you watch like a YouTube video or something that showed the
I'm looking at a
instructions?
walkthrough.
Okay. Can you link me? Because I don't see any of those settings. I think maybe it's one of the older walkthroughs.
It could be. Let me see if I got a date on this. 2021.
Yeah, might be from an older version.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, I'll keep searching and let you know if I find anything.
Yeah, try to maybe look for 2023,
to be
2024.
Streaming direct through YouTube instead of through StreamYard for it to work.
Oh, I wonder if when we went live through StreamYard it said anything about closed captionings. I think probably a good idea to do that. We could always stream directly to YouTube, and then if we want to go live on Facebook, they just extended the severe thunderstorm warning, by the way. If we want to go live on Facebook, then we take that stream and we put it into StreamYard and we stream it that way. Or we can actually go directly live to Facebook as well, which would be a higher quality stream as well. Yeah, 59% severe risk on that storm, 56% chance of severe hail, 19% chance of severe wind, and 2% chance of a tornado. That's a pretty nasty looking storm. It's still going. Mainly a hail risk, though. So it's a hail risk that's going to basically move into Grays, into Walkers, Maxville, Appin, Napier, Springfield, and yeah, it's going to head to the northeast it might head towards London. Speaking of which, let's just animate this and see which way it's going. I think it's going right towards London. Yeah. So could see a little bit of maybe some severe hail into the London area. So that would be interesting. They haven't put out a severe thunderstorm warning for London just yet. But our power just flickered in Watford, said Angel Destiny. Our power just flickered in Watford. Where's Watford again? Is it down here? Where is Watford? I'm going to search it because I have that ability. W-A-T-F-O-R-D, Ontario. Watford, Warwick, Ontario. Okay. Yeah, you're right in that storm. And your power flickered. Probably lightning hit a tree and brought down a tree onto a limb onto a power line or something like that. Watford. Watford? Watford? How is Squirrel Depot? Squirrel Depot's good. Good. Oh, north of where we're looking at. Oh, thanks, Bass. Appreciate it. Yeah, so that storm's still probably producing some marginally severe hail, if not severe hail. Severe thunderstorm warning issued by Environment Canada. The first one of the evening, surprisingly, especially with how strong that storm came in into the Port Lambton area. By the way, if you're in the Port Lambton area, how was that storm? Let us know, because it looked pretty strong. Looked pretty darn strong. Brennan, why do you have lightning data off?
I don't know.
I'm going to put it on. Nice to see the strikes. Quite a hook on the storm for the fact that probably no tornado risk on it, but it's got a hook. And it is heading to the north. It's heading to the northeast towards London, but we don't think that there's a tornado risk on this, but we do think that there is a hail risk, a severe hail risk on this. So we'll see what happens with this. Please check Brockville, says Red Rose. We're good. Brockville's good. It flickered in Wyoming as well. Thank you, Heather. Appreciate it. Interesting. Icy says, Wallsburg going to get anything else? I don't think so. You might see another storm, but let's see where you are here. Yeah, you might get another storm. There's a storm actually just south of you, but it barely has any lightning, if any at all. Just heavy rain. So you might see some heavy rain from that storm. That's about it. There are some storms back here in Michigan still. And so there could be some more storms moving in. So yeah, Wallsburg might see another couple rounds, but nothing too significant at this point in time from what we can tell. But this storm right here is likely producing some severe hail, and it's heading kind of towards the London area. So there's that. Uh-oh, what have I done? Brendan, I'm just about to mess up the... Hold on, maybe I can fix it. Oh, perfect. If you ever click on the screen, by the way, Brendan, and you go to like move one of the windows, if you just drag your mouse right off the screen into the very like top of your browser, then it doesn't do anything. I just solved my own problem here.
I didn't even know you could click on them.
Yeah, you can click on them and drag them around. Don't do it. Don't do it because the whole thing will go bananas. Let's see here. Robles says, quite a hook on that storm. Title of your next single. Maybe. There's a hook on that storm. Let's see here. Crystal says it does the closed captioning automatically on Facebook. I know. It does it automatically on YouTube, but again, I think you might have to stream directly to YouTube as opposed to through... We use a streaming service called StreamYard. And maybe that is the reason that it's not working. I'd be surprised, but... I would be surprised, but it's something we can experiment with for sure. Yeah, so that's the storm we're watching there. Brennan, I don't know if maybe you want to make... if maybe yours was the zoomed out version. By the way, your browser is so unzoomed that the city names are very small. I'm doing like 200 times zoom on mine, just so the city names pop out really high, really big. But yeah.
Then it looks weird.
But when you zoom it? Yeah, it looks weird, but the city names are big. The only thing that matters is people can read the city names. Or the town names. Or the village names. Oh, you mean all
I'm
your
all
stuff at the
about
top of the
the
screen looks weird.
aesthetics.
Yeah, well, aesthetics don't matter if they can't read the names. It's all about the names. Okay, let's see here. I just got a message from Lindsay who says that from Cleveland, this storm is looking a lot more interesting. It's probably likely because of the distance that it is from the actual radar itself. But she was saying that Cleveland was looking a bit more interesting. Velocity was looking a bit stronger and almost looked like maybe a CC drop. But I don't think so. From that distance, I don't think we're going to be looking for CC drops just because it's so far away. Like if you look at, here's the storm right here, and you can see Cleveland all the way, way, way down here. And then you look at Exeter, and it's like right beside the storm. So if we were looking for CC drops, we'd probably go from Detroit or Exeter, but Cleveland. But Cleveland does give us an interesting perspective on stuff. There have been some storms in previous years where the storms are kind of right along the Lake Erie shoreline, and the only thing I think they went through Simcoe area or Norwich area, but the only radar that was really picking up on the strength of the storms was Cleveland. Whereas Exeter was from a different perspective, and it just wasn't. It looked really noisy. So yeah, when the noise is extreme, it's good to check some of the other radars to see what's going on here. 74% chance of severe risk on the storm now. 71% chance of severe hail, 23% chance of severe wind, and 2% chance of a tornado on that storm. So severe hail. And that will probably head towards the London area. So, we might want to go live on Facebook again. We might want to go hit up Facebook again just for a short while, just to say, hey, this storm is looking pretty potent heading into the London area. I think that might be a good idea. I think let's do that. I'm going to do that right now. I'll do it in the background here. I'm going to go on Ontario Storm Watch, Instant Weather Ontario, and I'm going to go live on Twitter, because why not? Okay. We're bringing back in the Facebook. Bringing back in the Facebook and Twitter into the live stream, because this storm that we've been tracking that is kind of heading now towards the London area is likely producing severe hail. Environment Canada has actually issued a severe thunderstorm warning on it. They haven't extended the severe thunderstorm warning as far as London, but it is possible that they will do that. And machine learning algorithms are saying 74% chance of severe risk on the storm, 71% chance of severe hail, 23% chance of severe wind, and 2% chance of a tornado. The tornado risk overall should be quite low. These storms should be elevated now, not interacting with the surface as much. And so therefore, the main risk here is going to be severe hail. But we wanted to go live just on the storm just to track it until the severe thunderstorm warnings are dropped, especially because it's moving towards one of our largest communities, which is London, Ontario. And we wanted to make sure that everyone knew about the size of that. About that storm. Sometimes I'm reading and I'll say what I'm reading while I'm talking. I'm in autopilot talking. But any info on the size of the hail, I was reading that as I was speaking, so that's why I randomly said the size of it. Could see, I think it said nickel up to toonie size hail on this storm. I know when it went through earlier.
The severe warning has toonie to ping pong ball.
Oh, they upgraded it. Toonie to ping pong ball size hail is possible. Yeah. Whoa, that's not great. Amazing Person 349 says, might be a hail-related CC drop over Alveston from the Exeter radar. That would make sense, yeah. Yeah, when you have pretty big hail, you can have a correlation coefficient change because it's not equal. Like when all raindrops are the same size, the correlation coefficient is nice and equal, like 1. But when you start to throw in, hailstones in the middle of that, the correlation are all the all the signal coming back all the same size? No, it starts to change, and that's why the correlation goes down. And when you have debris lofted in the air, that's when we really get into correlation coefficient. You start to see some, horrible drops, which is like, barns and trees being lofted. So this is correlation coefficient. So you can see where it's at 9.9. This is all just rain. But when we get into spots where there's could be bigger hail, that's when we start to see the correlation drop. So now we're seeing 0.85. It's really starting to drop in those areas. So that could be a little bit of a hail CC drop, as we like to call it. Thank you, amazing person 349, and thank you, Lindsay, for also pointing out the CC drop there as well earlier. Velocity is just a messy garbage right now. This is the wind data we're looking at. It is a mess. But again, it's probably because these storms are elevated further up off the surface, and that's a good thing to mitigate any tornado risk. But 2% tornado risk on it, it's there. It's actually down to 1 now, but the severe hail risk on it is quite potent, and we'll see what happens with that. So far away, Downsable says thunder just started in London. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. And Chantel as well. Thunder and lightning in southeast London. Yeah, I'm sure that makes sense. I mean, you can probably see it from London. I don't think it's there yet, but maybe it is. No, I don't think so. I think you're probably seeing what's happening to the south. You're probably looking to the southwest and seeing the storm that's coming towards you. I would think so. Pouring in West London already. Yeah, there is some rain now in West London here, as you can see. But the storm that we're talking about is actually further southwest of Delaware, up near Glencoe. That's the storm that has most of the lightning, and that's the storm that is tracking to the northeast to the London area. So we'll see if the severe thunderstorm warning gets extended into London. Rebecca says, will London get hit hard? Be hit hard? Maybe. It's possible. 1 second here. My camera randomly just rotated on me. Come back. There we go. It's possible. We'll see. Give me just 1 second. I'm just going to shut down my camera and fix it for just 1 second, Brennan. Okay, and I'm back. Where the heck was I? Let's see here. Small hail pinging off balcony in southwest London. So yeah, even ahead of the storm and what just looks like rain, you're already starting to see some small hail. Yeah, and now I'm seeing those lightning strikes popping up in London. So yeah, lightning is actually striking in London. Yeah, so this is interesting. Severe thunderstorm warning issued by Environment Canada, as you can see. And this is the storm right here that is going to probably bring some bigger time.
Thunderstorm to the west. The warning to the west. Okay. So it's just
so this is now just severe thunderstorm watch. Okay, makes sense. Yeah. So severe thunderstorm watch just to
the warning
to the west. This area right here was under a severe thunderstorm warning. Oh, you can't see it. There we go. This was under a severe thunderstorm warning, but now it's dropped down to a watch. This is the only severe thunderstorm warning right now, and it's possible they're going to extend it into London. We'll see what happens. 66% chance of severe weather with that storm. 54% chance of severe hail. Wind is only at 20.
We got a hail pick on Ontario Storm Report, so I'm going to bring it up here.
Hey, we got reports.
I can find it.
Let's go. Brandon's trying to find it. My plants. Oh, no.
All my tabs. Oh, I think I found
Many
it.
tabs.
Too many tabs. Let's see if this will work. And where is it? Oh, she just proved a bunch of picks. There
Whoa.
we are.
That's an Alvinston? That looks, I don't, it's hard to tell. Okay, folks, when you take a photo of hail, I know you just want to take it compared to the size of your hand, but everybody's hand is different. Everybody's hand is different. As a guitar pick is a terrible example. But please drop a coin. If you could put a quarter or a loonie or a toonie or a nickel or any coin right beside the hailstone, then there's a perfect reference point of how big it is. But regardless, that looks like an average size hand. So that probably is getting close to toonie size. I would say toonie size hail on that maybe. That looks pretty chunky. Pretty chunky indeed. Yeah, that is definitely chunky. Chonky might be a better term for it. Second here. Give me just a moment here. Okay. So, yeah, could see some pretty severe hail heading into the London area. I hope not. I hope it's going to weaken. Some of the last scans have kind of weakened a little bit. So hopefully that's not the case. Yeah, we could see a little bit of severe hail heading into the London area, which is not great. That's why we went live on Facebook again. We actually shut down the Facebook stream. And then we're like, oh, the storm is now increasing again. Of course, because we shut down the Facebook stream.
I think that's kind of helpful, though, because now everyone's getting notifications again.
True. There's an upside there. The Facebook streams will be a lot shorter, but the notifications will be more plentiful. Which could be annoying, but we only really want to go live when things are getting pretty severe. So this storm was definitely increasing in activity, and so we thought, hey, you know what? It's probably a good idea to go live again on Facebook. It's starting to calm down again a little bit. So 40% severe risk on it, 23% of severe hail. At one point in time, it was up to like 60 or 70% severe hail, which is wow, which is pretty hefty. Hence that report you can see. From Amanda, by the way, Earnshaw. Thank you very much, Amanda, for sharing that. She shared that on Ontario Storm Reports, which is our reporting page on Facebook, reporting group, sorry. So if you are on Facebook, please head over to Ontario Storm Reports. It is the best place to share your reports with the whole community. We'll, of course, highlight them if they're substantial on the page here. And the best thing is that there's no friction between you reporting and the community being able to see it. That is like the best part about it for sure. You report, we have a team of moderators that is always checking those reports, and they will see the report and they will approve it very, very quickly. We have to. That's the only friction. We have to filter the reports because people post a lot of garbage. There's like adult content and things that people
Taylor Swift
should.
tickets.
Fake Taylor Swift tickets we've had people try to post and all this garbage. Anyway, so we have to filter that crap. But the good stuff comes through. And so when you post a report like this, people get to see it. They know that, okay, if the storm's not there yet, maybe you should be covering plants. Maybe you should move in cars into the garage, these types of things. But if the storm's already on top of you and there's already lightning out there, we don't want folks running outside. We definitely want them staying safe. So if the storm's already on top of you, just stay inside, stay safe. You don't want to get hit by toonie size hail. That would hurt a lot. For sure. Let's see here. Just looking through the comments. Oh boy, Kathy Evans says, hope London doesn't get the hail. Last summer's storm caused $5,000 damage to our daughter's car. Oof. I remember that storm. London got hit pretty darn good. And that was not great. So, yeah, hopefully it's nowhere close to that. That would be great. We're hoping that toonie-size hail does not continue as it moves into populated London. But it looks like the Alvinston area definitely got into the hail. Into the big-time hail. So we'll see how that goes. But, yeah, could be interesting. Let's see here. Give me just a moment here. Give me just a moment here. Da, 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 da. And we share that with the Northern Hails Project as well. So thank you for those reports. They don't just go to us, they don't just go to the community, but we also share them with the scientific community as well too. So Dr. David Sills from the Northern Tornadoes Project, and Dr. Julian as well from the Northern Hails Project. Let's see here. Yeah, that is big time hail. That's big time hail for how late it is at night. The percentages are starting to drop in that storm again. 24% chance of severe weather, 17% chance of severe hail, 16% chance of severe wind, and only a 1% chance of a tornado. So and you can see there's less purple in here as well too. There used to be a lot more purple, which is indicative of hail, and that is starting to drop as well too. This is on Instant Weather Pro, by the way. If you have not subscribed to Instant Weather Pro, we are just about to launch the mobile app version of it, but you also get the website version of it. This is actually a website. I'm literally using Google Chrome on my computer right now, which is fantastic. This is the only pro radar app of this caliber as a website. None of the other ones are a website. They're all basically a program, so you can only open up one radar at a time. But with ours, if you have a reasonable computer, you can open up multiple frames at the same time. You can open up Chrome window over here, Chrome window over here. You can open up a whole bunch of different radars at the same time to monitor. So huge improvements is coming to it. It's very exciting. And you can get that at instantweatherpro.com. We're super stoked about launching the mobile version too. It's going to be awesome. Yeah, so head over to instantweatherpro.com. It's like $99 for the year, which is $8 something a month. And yeah, we're taking all the revenue we're making from it. We're putting it right back into development. We brought in a new developer on the team as well. And yeah, we're just working super, super hard. When you think we're quiet, we're quietly working very, very hard on improving Instant Weather Pro and improving the Instant Weather app. Bren is never quiet, but if I become quiet at times, aka the winter, I'm just quietly working away. We lock me in the basement, and I just work away on these different products we have, which are pretty cool. Anywho, what the heck is this? Leah Marine confirmed tornado. Confirmed tornado? I don't think so. I would be shocked if this was producing a tornado right now.
Oh, this is what she was talking about.
Oh, were they talking about Michigan? Oh, okay. That makes more sense. Yeah, Michigan definitely had some tornado activity. Probably Ohio as well too, down to Indiana, and even Kentucky, I think, was getting into it. So yeah, it was pretty bananas. Kenny says, I just ran from bed to the basement. Kenny, let us know where you're located. That is a very nice looking car you have there. Hopefully it is. I mean, it's made of steel, so chances are it can handle the hailstones better. But hopefully, let's see here. Hopefully it's in a safe place.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to have to bang out hail dents on something that age.
Steel, that would be bad. Kathy says, it's good. It is good to report the hail, and the Northern Hail Project will actually come out to assess after the storm if you have damage. They came out to our house last year. Yeah. So just like the Northern Tornadoes Project is going out and assessing tornado damage now to help with Environment Canada, they're also doing it for hail. So they'll actually come if you have like your siding is all destroyed by hail, or your car is all dented by hail, or the trees are all shredded. The Northern Hail Project will actually come out and assess the hail damage now as well. So really, really great projects that they're doing at Western University. So, and Instant Weather is an official partner of the Northern Tornado Project and the Northern Hail Project. I think I'm actually, what was I again? I can't remember the exact term. I'm on the board of advisors for the Northern Hail Project. It's pretty interesting.
Fancy title.
Yeah, I know. So fancy. Okay, let's see here. Actually, I just had a meeting with the NHP team and Dr. Sills as well. and talking about all the things they're doing for this year, and it's really interesting. So they're and I've heard rumors, small rumors. I don't even know if I'm allowed to mention this. Never mind, I won't say anything. Actually, hold on. I'm gonna message Dr. Dave first because I think he's awake because he's waiting for that storm to come to London.
Talking to him.
He's awake. Okay. I'm gonna message him and say, "Can I leak anything about the
redacted?
Anything about the Okay, I messaged him that. We'll see what he says. No, I'm not gonna.
No.
Are you queuing up
about the?
Why are you queuing up a sound cue?
No, I'm gonna mute you.
Oh, okay. No, don't do that.
No,
please no. Please
don't.
Too
risky. Because then I don't mute it fast enough, and you just spill the beans.
Interesting questions happening in the comments here. Thanks everybody for joining us. Yeah, there's still a little bit of an increase, 35% severe risk. The hail risk dropped to 5%. Wow, but the wind risk is up to 15, and the tornado risk is up to 3. We have to take into account these algorithms are reading the noisy velocity data from Canadian radar right now. For some reason, it is excruciatingly noisy. And that's probably not helping the estimation from the machine learning. So we have to take that into account, that it's only as good as the data that goes into it. And when the data is noisy, that doesn't help at all. Let's see here. Sarah says thunder is shaking the windows in how do you pronounce that? Aylmer? I
pronounce it Aylmer.
Help. You pronounce it, sorry, what? Aylmer?
Aylmer. Yes.
But if you say it fast and Aylmer. With a southern accent, is Aylmer. Head on down to Aylmer. We got damn hailstones. Elmer. Cody says Elmer. E-L-M-E-R. Elmer. I guess if you say it really fast, it's
canceled by the residents of Elmer.
I'm sorry, Elmer. Oh, it's Elmer. Elmer. Like Almer. I love seeing like the 99 different versions of how to pronounce something. Almer, says JD. Almer. Aylmer, says LOL. What? We pronounce it like the glue, says Kathy. AJ says Almer. Okay. Like the glue, says Jack.
I always pronounce the Y in it.
Looks like some people are L, some people are Al, some people are Ale, some people are... That's right. I love when it's all from the same place, too. That's my favorite. No, my favorite. It's the best when like people from one town, it's like the west side of town says Elmer and the east side of town says Aylmer. Google Maps pronounces the
war.
an Elmer Civil War, an Aylmer Civil War. Oh boy, that's a very small civil war. Okay, let's see here. 35% chance of severe weather on that storm. Still the same percentages. Yeah, we're still watching. I don't know if they're gonna. What's going on over here? What do you think you're doing, little storm? Yeah, it's a bunch of little storms. Not a lot of lightning on any of them. A little bit of lightning down here east of Chatham-Kent. Nothing too shocking. We are expecting thunderstorms overnight, non-severe thunderstorms overnight. That storm that was in Kitchener is now in Mississauga. There's actually a little bit of a hail signature on it. It looks way weaker from the King City radar, but look at the difference in the size. This is the difference between two radars. This is from a radar that's far away, and this is from the radar that's close. Do I have noise canceling on? Maybe that's why. Oh, I do have noise reduction on. Okay, let's see. Let's see if that changes. A little bit, but it's still pretty darn small. But yeah, could see a little bit of small hail through Brampton and Mississauga up into parts of the GTA. Elmira near St. Jacobs. A little bit of hail, maybe there near Dorking and where else? Macton. Could see a little bit of hail. So a little bit of hail on some of these storms. The storm that's heading into London, which is still, I believe, under a severe thunderstorm warning, the hail risk on it is weakening, which is great news because it was producing like toonie-size hail. You can see it over here. Wait, this way. It's hard to point backwards. That way. See the hand over there?
Frequent cloud-to-ground lightning north of Kitchener.
Yep. Uh-huh. It's pronounced like the glue. Melanie says, sorry. We're still talking about it. Elvira, says AJ. We're still talking about how to pronounce that.
That sounds quite close to Almire.
I know. That's why I randomly said it. Mm-hmm. I thank my sister-in-law for putting my name on my water bottle. Thank you. Thank you.
Do you lose your water bottle?
No, she just put it on everybody's. She has like this nice foil, and it's cool. It somehow survives the dishwasher too. It's amazing.
I love my personalized water bottle.
Katie says, we all got excited because we never hear our town. That's okay.
Maybe we need to just make a video of pronouncing random town names.
We love you down in Aylmer. Heather says, everyone has a water bottle with the name Adam on them?
Merch idea.
Interesting. All right, we continue to watch. Lots of lightning northwest of Kitchener near Elmira. Not Elmer, but Elmira. But down here, we have a little bit of lightning southeast of Exeter. And so, yeah, we're going to see some non-severe thunderstorms moving through the area. There is a storm moving through Mississauga and Brampton as well.
I'm looking at the lightning on that, and that's a lot of lightning on the Elmira storm.
Yeah. Yeah, it's kicking it up a notch.
Oh, there's some coming in Toronto, too.
Yeah. Again, we're probably looking at non-severe storms across most of the region. The only storm we are concerned with at this point in time, but that might be weakening, is the storm that's heading into London, Ontario at the moment. Could see some gusty winds, torrential rain, some lightning, but the overall hail risk, I think, is weakening on it. But wow, do we ever see an impressive hailstone? As you can see it on the left side of our screen here. And again, so we did something different on this live stream. We went live on YouTube and Twitch to start. And then we kind of hung out there for an hour or so, chatting about the forecast, chatting about what we might be expecting with these storms. And then just as things started to get interesting, we went live on Facebook. When things are heading towards severe and looking quite strong, we went live on Facebook. And then when things started to weaken again, we said, hey, everybody on Facebook, come over to YouTube. Instant weather on YouTube. Come over to YouTube. Let's try to build up our YouTube channel, because YouTube will, the more folks we have on our YouTube channel, the more that the more that YouTube, the algorithm, we all have to deal with these algorithms now. And so the algorithm will share our content more. They'll say, oh, this is a popular live stream. Let's share it out to more people. And so it's kind of a catch-22. If you don't have people watching your live stream, they're not going to share your live stream to more people. So you have to kind of bring your crowd. It's like back when I was an aspiring rock star. It's like when you go and play a club, you better bring some people. We used to actually pack party buses. We would do these. One time we went down for Indie Week in Toronto, and we played at the was the Velvet Underground, I think, and we brought 2 school buses full of people from Barrie. We just bust in people from Barrie, and the place was it was already kind of busy there, but it was jam packed when we went on stage, which was pretty cool. So that's kind of what we're trying to do with YouTube. Everybody come on over to YouTube. We did a survey, we did a questionnaire, and a massive percentage of our community uses YouTube at some point in time. each month. Some people use it every day. Some people use it once in a while. Some people rarely use it. A very, very small percentage. What was it, Brennan? Like 5% said they never use YouTube. It's like an extremely small percentage says they never use YouTube. But that's okay. We don't want to cut out Facebook. Facebook is our like main hub. Obviously, we have a wonderful, massive, incredible community on Facebook, but we really want to grow our YouTube channel. So yeah. So long story short, if you want to hang out with us before things get really strong and after things get really strong, then come on over to the YouTubes. Just search for Instant Weather on YouTube. Come over there, give us a subscribe.
We're also planning to stream more often, so this kind of like avoids it from becoming too spammy on Facebook.
Yeah, we don't always want to go live on Facebook. When things aren't very severe, we don't always want to go live there and notify everybody.
Facebook, you know stuff is happening now.
That's right. That's kind of how it used to be, right? That's how it was back in the day. We would only go live when things are like hitting the fan. That's when we would go live. And now we go live a little bit before to chat about stuff, to talk about the forecast. And we would stay live well after severe weather has gone on more recently to, you know, play some tunes and to hang out and chat and talk about, you know, what's upcoming in the week and stuff. And so we kind of want to do those like those bookends, the before stream and the after stream. We want to do those on YouTube. And therefore, we'll probably only go live on Facebook now when things are like really strong. Maybe not even just because eventually we'll have like, you know, tons of severe warnings and stuff like that. We'll probably only go live for things that we think are actually super duper strong. Because sometimes they'll issue a severe thunderstorm warning for like a little bit of flooding. That happens. That's part. They should actually have a flood warning that's separate from a severe thunderstorm warning. I don't know why it's all in one. I'm not sure, but that's just how it is. But yeah, we'll probably only go live on Facebook if it's like
our
damaging wind gusts.
If there's a tornado on the ground or a tornado warning, we will definitely be going live. Anything outside that, it's a case by case basis.
Wait. We can't guarantee that because there are many times where we're not expecting a tornado warning. We're not prepared to go live.
When we're on YouTube, we guarantee.
Yeah, if we're already on YouTube, that's right.
Live.
That's right. If we're already live streaming on YouTube, we will go live on Facebook. If something is, like you say, a tornado on the ground. I mean, yeah, if we report of a tornado on the ground, we'll definitely go live. If we see something really strong on radar, we'll go live. And then we'll probably only do that until things calm down. And then we'll be like, everybody come on over to YouTube. Because again, we're trying to build up our YouTube page. So Kathy says youtube.com/@instantweather. Soon. Yeah, probably getting out of time soon because this storm is starting to calm down. But we'll watch it go into London and we'll see what it does. We'll see what the reports are. And then we'll probably dial it back here. So, Kathy put the link here. The link, actually, there's a bunch of extra stuff at the end of the link that you don't need. All you need is youtube.com/@instantweather. That's all you would need. You don't need the question mark, SI equals YFB VAK ZAWOPKBA41. You don't need that stuff. That's just like a little thing that these companies do. You don't need that stuff. All you need is youtube.com/the @ symbol, like an email, instant weather. That's our link. And Brendan has a link as well, too. I think you can just go to instantweather.ca/live. And that has you can watch the YouTube video right there. So. Beth says, I appreciate you being on Facebook. Thanks. Thank you so much, Beth. Again, the majority of our community is like Facebook. Of course, I think we have more than 1 million followers across all our Facebook pages. So it's a huge, huge, wonderful community. And we definitely don't want to upset anyone that doesn't use YouTube. But I hope you can appreciate that we're trying to push the YouTube because we want to get our content in front of people that have never heard of instant weather before. And there's a lot of people that have never heard of instant weather before. Although I was at the hardware store 2 days ago, and I was talking to somebody about the Leafs or something, and some gentleman walks by, an older gentleman walks by, and he goes, "Are you the weather guy?" And I was like, "Hey, that's me." And he's like, "Sweet." And he goes to walk away. I'm like, "Hey, wait, what's your name?" And then he's like, "Oh, my name's Dave. I'm from Stainer." And I was like, "Oh, nice to meet you." And I'm like, "How long have you been following us?" He goes, "Oh, since the beginning." And I was like, "Oh, since 2013?" And he goes, "Not that long." I'm like, "Okay, we've been around for a while." That was pretty fun. Let's see here. Oh, Arisa says, only 321 likes on our YouTube live stream. Hit like, you guys. Yeah, and if you hit the like button, that does help YouTube think that you like the content, and they'll show you not only will they show you more of it, but they'll actually share our live stream to more people. So the warning has ended in Strathroy. Okay, let's see here. So we still see this severe thunderstorm warning here, but let me hit refresh. I'm just going to hit F5. Again, it's literally I'm in a browser right now. Hit F5, the warnings will pop up, and it looks like, they have dropped that severe thunderstorm warning. That is right. Yeah, so it has been dropped. This is an interesting storm over Lake Huron, but it looks like it's going to head up towards maybe Manitoulin Island or something like that. But the environment up there is not very strong, so looks like we're getting to that time again, that time where we've dropped the severe thunderstorm warning. We have lots of lightning out there. We've got heavy rain. We've got maybe some gusty winds, but we don't have anything substantially severe at this point in time. So, so I think we're probably going to end the Twitter live stream, and we're going to end the Facebook live streams. And so everybody come on over to YouTube, please, and thank you. We would appreciate it if you came over to YouTube, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and hit the thumbs up on our video. We would sincerely appreciate that. It really, really does help us. So if you are on Facebook, if you are on Facebook, you can go to our Facebook, the very top of our Facebook page. So whether you're on Instant Weather Ontario or you're on Ontario Stormwatch, pinned to the very top of our page is an instructional video that I just released. So if you've never used YouTube before and you have no idea how to use the app or how to create an account or all that kind of stuff, I did a 10-minute walkthrough. I said it's a short video, a short tutorial, and it ended up being 10 minutes. But I did a 10-minute video on my phone, on an iPhone. I didn't do the Android version, but it should be pretty close. But I did it on an iPhone of how to download the app, how to create an account with Google, and then how to be able to comment on the live stream and on the videos and that type of thing. So if you have no idea how to do all that stuff, I created a nice step-by-step. I tried to talk as slow as I possibly could. I probably talked quick, but I tried to talk as slow as I possibly could. I put that video on our Facebook page, Instant Weather Ontario, and on Ontario Stormwatch. So please head over there. If you have no idea how to use YouTube, check that out. And if you do know how to use YouTube, head on over to YouTube, search for Instant Weather, and and that is the place to watch the before and after streams. Again, when things get nasty, we'll go live on Facebook. But until then, head over to YouTube and watch that with us. So I'm going to say goodbye now to our YouTube. Thanks, Brennan. Brennan's going to cut off the Facebook. He's going to cut off the Twitter. But yeah, again, come on over to YouTube. We'd appreciate it. So thank you so much. Brennan just loves playing that intro video. Let's see here. Lots of lightning and thunder in London, says Emily. Thank you so much, Emily. Appreciate the report. We have thunder in Toronto. Can you confirm that, Brennan?
Nothing yet.
Maybe it's on the west side.
Although all I can hear is screaming at Young Dundas, so. Oh, I just saw lightning.
Aha. Look at that. You got the heads up. Mattman says, what's happening for Brantford? You might see some storms overnight, but they should be non-severe. Smith says, welcome Facebook/Twitter friends. Thank you, Smith. Appreciate it. Thank you. Another cell heading to Sarnia. That's right. Yeah, but it looks sub-severe. It should be okay. Commander Brantford said, are you still on Twitch? Yeah, we're still on Twitch. So we'll still go live on Twitch and we'll still go live on Facebook before and after. But yeah, for the most part, we're trying to make YouTube. Sorry, we're trying to make YouTube like the go-to place for the live streams, so we can do streams beforehand, streams after. But yeah, we'll still go live on Twitch as well too, because Twitch is a really unique community, and we think it makes sense to do that, to still go live there. But yeah, but if you're coming from Facebook, we'd appreciate help. We need our Facebook people to rally together and come help us on YouTube. We would really appreciate that. I know it's kind of a pain in the butt, but it's way better. You can watch it on your TV. Now your phone is free. Now your tablet is free. So put it up on the TV. If you don't know how to get it on the TV, but you have Rogers Ignite, press the little microphone button and say YouTube Instant Weather, and it will put our channel on for you. I think Bell does the same thing. I don't have Bell, but but I'm pretty sure it would do the same thing. And if you have a smart TV, it probably has YouTube built right into it. All that stuff. Jared says, I came from Facebook. Everybody give a round of applause for Jared. Let's go, Jared. Woo! He traveled all the way from Facebook across the snowy valleys and through the candy cane forest all the way over to YouTube. Thank you. I appreciate that. It's very kind of you.
Try
Thank you so
something.
much.
I'm gonna see if it will. If I can just say watch Instant
Thanks, Dante. I
Weather
appreciate it.
live on Rogers and see if it'll show up. What's that?
If you just say watch Instant Weather live, I don't think so. I think you have to
Watch
literally click the
Instant
button.
Weather live on YouTube.
It will work. It will work. If you either the easier way is you click it and you say YouTube Instant Weather. If you say those three words together, the magic genie of Rogers will. I know
Literally,
it works. That's what I'm saying.
Because I have a Rogers remote, so I just said watch Instant Weather live.
I know.
On
I have the
YouTube,
same.
and it
I've got
pops
Ignite
up.
too. I just pressed the button. That's right. Theodore says I made the jump from Facebook. That's a big jump all the way over that huge valley, the huge digital valley from Facebook all the way over. He almost fell down into the pit of nothingness, but he just made it to the other side. And thank you. Appreciate that, Theodore. Thank you kindly. Let's see here. London is acting sus, says Mysterious. Thank you very much. I'll take a peek at it. Again, they dropped the severe thunderstorm warning on it, so chances are. By the way, on Instant Weather Pro now, we've got the same radar from our app. So if you back up,
I
you can
noticed
see.
that. I didn't realize it worked.
Yeah, as soon as you turn a radar off, it puts that. But then, of course, you can see the difference. So here's the difference between what you get with our free app and what you get with Instant Weather Pro. It's like night and day because this is the true raw data. So it's as high resolution as it possibly can be. So there's a huge difference there. But yeah, so that is what we are dealing with. I don't see anything looking sus for London. I think it's all right. I think you're going to see some lightning, some heavy rain, maybe a little bit of hail still, but overall severe risk is pretty darn low. Kathy says, on here from Facebook as well. Kathy, let's go. She made the journey. She actually took a flight from... Okay, I'll stop. Can't help myself. She took the red eye from Facebook over to YouTube. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. Thank you kindly. It's nice to see all the folks come over.
From one toxic wasteland to another.
Catherine says, yeah, one toxic social media wasteland to another. Catherine says, oh, dang, I'm getting the app Pro tomorrow. What? Sweet. Yeah, head over to Instant Weather Pro. If you do want to subscribe, it's $100 for the year, so it's $99 for the year, but that's like what, like $8.34 a month or something like that, which is not too shabby. We take all the revenue from it and we put it back into the development of it. There's more awesome features coming. We will be launching it on our mobile app very soon. So if you have the Instant Weather app, soon there's going to be an update. And then if you go to Upgrade Radar, you'll actually see a Pro option. You'll be able to click it and you'll be able to get Instant Weather Pro inside of the Instant Weather app. We're already testing it. We've been testing it for months. It works great. And yeah, we're super stoked about Instant Weather Pro coming to the mobile app. So if you subscribe to the website version at instantweatherpro.com. If you subscribe to that version, you will get access to the mobile version. And if you subscribe to the mobile version, you'll get access to the website version. Pro tip. See what I did there? Instant Weather Pro. Pro tip, if the website version will be $99, whereas the app version is actually going to be more expensive because Apple takes like 15% and Google takes 15%. So we have to actually charge more for the app version. So if you subscribe to the website version, it's actually cheaper than if you subscribe to the app version. Just a heads up. Some people might want to subscribe through the app, and that's fine. You'll be able to do that. But if you subscribe through the website version, it'll be less expensive for you. So that's a good thing. Most people usually like less expensive. Yeah, there's a ton of lightning on that storm north of Kitchener for sure. Quite a lot over the Fergus area as well. So quite a lot of lightning. Let me go show you what we're talking about here. Look at all this lightning. Whoa. Yeah, quite a lot of lightning on that Allura storm. And yeah, Allura, don't we cover the weather for, is it Allura Fest? I think we do. We cover the weather for Allura Fest.
That's who you're thinking of, yeah.
That's right. And they just messaged us and said they want us back. Oh, did I message him back? Uh-oh, I probably should have. Oh, no. Let's see. I'm pretty sure I said awesome. Let me see. I'll double check. I said, "Hey, Mike, sounds good," and gave him this emoji. So yeah, we're good. Gave him the A-OK emoji. Sweet. Yeah, so we're going to be covering Allura Fest again. So we cover that event each year. There's quite a few different events we cover. We cover the Blythe Festival, Allura Fest. We've done festivals out in Manitoba as well too. We've done a bunch of different stuff. So on a side note, if you need weather coverage for your event, hit us up at help@instantweather.ca, and we can help you out with that. Let's see here. Where is it? Find that pop-up. Where did it go? How come it went so far away? Oh, there it is. Here we go. help@instantweather.ca. Send us an email, and we'll let you know what our rate is for the event and that type of thing, and we'll have all of our wonderful weather experts cover that event to make sure that you know if any lightning comes close and all that kind of stuff. That's usually good to know. Let's see here. Smith says, I may send some people your way then. Didn't know you did outdoor event coverage. Cool. Yeah, we've done that for quite a few years now. We just did it on like people just message us and say, hey, do you guys do event coverage? And we said, yeah, sure. We'll do event coverage. And so we've just done it kind of quietly for a few years. But yeah, definitely we should probably post about it. Say, hey, we do events, by the way. We do birthday parties. Brennan will blow up some balloons.
We cater.
And tell you. Yeah, and we cater. And tell you.
Oh, bring
He'll tell
Crunchy
you.
Katie.
Oh, no. Brennan only brings his Crunchy KD. You don't want that. Nobody wants that. In fact, I think that's a health hazard. In fact, if you're going to undercook
Brennan,
it that much.
You're not allowed to cook.
Yeah, you're not allowed to cook. I don't even know how you pass that stuff.
It'll take me
like
2 hours to make.
It's like concrete in your bowels. But anyways, okay, so let's see here. Let me see here. Thunder and Lightning in Woodstock, Southside Park. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Dante says, just curious, is there a round 2 coming to Strathroy? Maybe, but if there is, it's going to be probably non-severe. Yeah, I think chances are things are going to remain. Oh, it looks like all the severe thunderstorm watches were dropped except for Sarnia, or maybe that was dropped too. I just haven't got an update yet. Let me hit refresh and see. That's the nice thing about using a browser is you just hit F5 and you're good to go. Still there? Did they not drop that one?
Maybe the night shift's just doing what night shift does.
Maybe they're dragging that out. Maybe because of that storm coming in from the west. Maybe they wanted to keep that.
Yeah, it doesn't look like it was ended. It was just for Chatham, Windsor, and then further.
Yeah.
Yeah, that watch wasn't ended. So maybe they just forgot about it.
No, they're probably hanging on just because of that storm that's coming in from the west, but I don't think there's anything going on with that, so. All right. Good times. Is it song time yet? Should I sing a song? I was thinking of an original I haven't played in a long time.
Yeah, I think we're probably getting about that time.
Mm-hmm.
Getting that time for songs. Who wants to hear some songs? Bartmo says, yes, please sing. Woo! Catherine says, deaf. I'm sorry, Catherine. I'm so sorry. Oh, you mean definitely. Okay, let's see here. It's really bad in Wheat, Toronto. It's pouring badly, and I think we may have some hail. Not
Probably
going to check as I'm in the basement.
Yeah,
west, yeah. Good point. Good point. Wheat. Yeah, it's non-severe though. I'll go check on Toronto for you though, but I think it's non-severe. Brendan's in Toronto and I think he has zero concern. There is some hail though. Yeah.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, I was just looking at that going over Pearson.
Yeah, a little bit of purple. If you have Instant Weather Pro, you can zoom into street level.
That hail's literally over Pearson Airport right now.
Yeah, it is. That must be nerve-wracking for people who are trying to land. Yeah, but yeah, that's a little bit of hail going through Toronto, but there's no risk besides that. There's no tornado risk with it. I don't think you need to be in the basement unless the roof is made of paper. I don't think you need to be in the basement. I think you're good. Click says, loved your original on the last stream. Which one was that? Was that the I'm going back to bed? Going back to bed, count me out. That's funny. When I used to sing that song to my my now 7-year-old son, when I used to sing that to him when he was like 2 and 3 and 4, he would like rock out to it so hard. I don't know why. It was cute. Jennifer says, do weather original song. Well, there was a song Bookend Vortex was an original weather song. I should do an entire album that's like all weather based. Do a bunch of covers. Good night, Dante. Appreciate it. Thanks so much, everyone. He said good night, everyone. Yeah, it's getting late. 11:36. My goodness, we're keeping everyone up pretty late here. Yes, that was the one, says Click. Yeah, that's a pretty fun song. Environmental says the going back to sleep song slapped. We can all relate to that one, I think. That's a good one to relate to. Haven't tuned my guitar in a while. Uh-oh. I don't think I've tuned my guitar since... Oh, no, I tuned it yesterday. All right. Let's see what we got here in the old guitar. Educational weather songs. I did write a song a long time ago that I posted on Ontario Stormwatch, which was Tornadoes Suck. Oh, yes, they do. They don't like me and they don't like you. Well, that's okay because we don't like them either. How did it go again? Tornadoes suck like a vacuum cleaner. Ain't much worse or anything meaner. I don't know why I did this country song, but it was kind of funny. The chorus was good though. How did it go again? Tornadoes suck. Oh yes, they. I forget. Anyway. Let's see what we've got here. Let me tune the old guitar. Krista says, I remember that. You know, the bad part was I recorded it on my phone, and going back and listening to it now, it was terrible quality. I even had a musician I know tell me, he's like, why are you putting the song out? It sounds horrible. And I was like, I just did it on my phone. I'm putting it out. It's fine. And now going back, I'm like, he had a pretty good point. It sounded pretty awful. But it was hilarious. Thanks, Crystal. I appreciate it. Yeah, I should definitely redo that. Maybe a slightly higher quality. That would probably be a good idea, I would think. Let's see here. Jared says, going back to sleep song sounds good, LOL. Jared, did you hear it on the last stream, or are you just saying just from the little tidbit I sang? Dante says, last comment, Adam, that was more country than Beyonce. This ain't Texas. Let's see here. I gotta turn off my air conditioning because it's too loud. But it keeps this room a nice, crisp 23 Celsius. Thank you for your patience while I tune. I appreciate it. People have had to put up with that my whole life. Because I'm not the kind of person who just grabs a guitar and is like, okay, let's just play it and then just hope it's in tune. I'm a slight perfectionist. There, that's better. Ah, that's nice. Much nicer. All right, what should I play? An old Atlantis Blueprint song, maybe. One a lot of people haven't heard. Should I play this one? I practiced it a bit. I should probably play it. Okay. Better take off the watch. All right, I'll play you an old Atlantis Blueprint song. Oh, you know what I should do first, though? And I remembered to do this last time, is I turned off the noise canceling. Ah, that's much better. Turn off noise canceling, and I put on the reverb. That'll make it better. There we go. All right. A little bit of reverb. Can you hear it? Check. Let me know if you can hear the reverb. Check.
Yeah, I could hear that.
Hold on. I took my headphone out, but I could hear you talking, Brandon. Sorry. What'd you say?
Yeah, I could hear that.
Hello. You probably hear it. It sounds like I'm in a...
Echo.
Actually, by the way, I left it on when I did the tutorial for the YouTube, how to sign up for YouTube. I left on the reverb, so you'll notice I'm like, yes, and then you sign into your Google account, and then it's like count.
It's like ASMR.
It's pretty subtle. All right, and give this a shot. After talking for so long, let me drink some more water. I can feel my throat like scratchy. Hold on. That's how you have to warm up your voice, by the way. Go. It's a great way to warm it up from your falsetto all the way back down. Okay, where was I here? See if I can remember this whole song. This should be fun. I am a fool, but I'll never admit it out loud. Went to school and I burned it to the ground. If I had to do it over, I don't think I could. Everything happens the way it should. Pulled the alarm and watched as everyone began to scream. I continued as if it was a dream, Brennan. And with the light around, incinerate my childhood. And everything happens the way it should. And I lit the flame, and I'll take all the blame. But now there's nothing there, is only ashes on the ground. Had to be the one to burn it down. I love it and I'm never gonna let it go. Needed it, I wanted it, I had to know how it sounds when the walls come down. Every teacher told my parents that I was bad. I did not use the potential that I knew I had. Guess who got the final laugh? 'Cause I could, and everything happens the way it should. And I lit the flame, and I'll take all the blame. But now there's nothing there, is only ashes on the ground. I had to be the one to burn it down. Did this for all of us, did it so we'd all be free. Take a minute and sing it with me. School's out indefinitely, all because we wanted something more. We wanted something more. Went to school and I burned it to the ground. If I had to do it over, I don't think I could. Everything happens the way it should. I love it and I'm never gonna let it go. Needed it, I wanted it, I had to know how it sounds when the walls come down. I love it and I'm never let it go. Needed it, I wanted it, had to know just how it sounds when the walls come down. 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 Oh, Brennan. I sure hope the squirrel didn't have the backing music.
No.
Okay, thanks. As long as it didn't have the backing music, I'm fine. That's good.
No, you were providing the background music.
That's an old one. That's called Walls. That's an old Atlantis Blueprint song. We never released it, actually. I have a whole recording of it with drums and lead guitar and all this kind of stuff. And thank you so much, everyone. Thank you. Appreciate it. That's an old one. Oldie but a goodie. Should probably release that song at some point in time. So, yeah, that would be fun. So, that was fun. Oh, thank you so much, Carol. Appreciate it. Ooh, Big Thunder in Hamilton, says Smith. Cool. Big time thunder. Yeah, it looks like lightning and thunder through lots of southwestern Ontario here. You can see it as I back up. You can see all the lightning and thunder here. And still a severe thunderstorm watch for Sarnia. I don't know if they forgot about you or if they're expecting this little storm maybe have some potential. But chances are pretty slim. I think it's not long until they drop that one. And, I still have my reverb on. Maybe I should take that off. That's probably a good idea. I need like a button to turn reverb on. I need one of those Stream Decks with a bunch of different buttons. I just press reverb, beep, and just like turns it on or off. That'd be great. So thank you so much, Catherine. I appreciate that. It was really great. You are talented. Great hook. Thank you kindly. Appreciate it. Thank you so much, everyone. Thanks for the song, says Mary. Thank you kindly, Mary. Thanks for staying up late with us. The late night. It's the late night instant weather stream. That's right, featuring your favorite people such as Brennan and Alana. Let's see here. Valerie says, looking at your radar, is Toronto going to get more storms? Maybe. Yeah, it looks like it. I mean, this whole cluster is, let me hit play. This whole cluster is moving your way. So yeah, Toronto's going to get lots of rain here. And probably more lightning as well. It looks like you're already getting some lightning storms and maybe a little bit of hail. But yeah, it looks like you're probably going to get some more, I would think. Let's see here. Yeah. Chances are you're going to get the stuff that's down in Hamilton. Excuse me, maybe the stuff that's down in London as well, too. So we'll see. Shelby, thanks. Appreciate it. Jennifer says that was a really good song, Adam. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you kindly. I should probably release that. We recorded at like Phase 1 Studios, like one of the greatest recording studios in the world. We recorded that song many, many years ago, but never ended up releasing it. Had some internal turmoil with the band and all that kind of stuff, and we ended up not releasing that song, but we probably should. Jared says, when you have a moment, what's your radar saying for Stratford? I think, if I'm not mistaken, rain and maybe a little bit of lightning. Yeah, there might be a little bit of hail tonight, but overall the severe risk is pretty much mitigated as we go further into the evening. But tomorrow could be interesting. We may have some severe thunderstorms tomorrow. It's a bit questionable, but maybe over by the Kingston areas, possibly.
Yeah, I just
the Brockville areas.
The environment doesn't really look that strong, so.
Oh, is it weakening as we go into the new model runs here?
Evening model runs and
nothing too exciting.
No.
It looks like some storms are going to kind of pop off at Georgian Bay in the morning and kind of track down towards the Kingston area. But yeah, the environment itself.
Hail.
Small hail. Yeah, it's a little bit of supercell tomorrow. There's a little bit. There's a small little chance. Probably some more hail tomorrow. Yeah, still. If you look at the UH tracks, though, we're still seeing some on the O2. You're still seeing some UH go right through Kingston. So you might have some hail in Kingston tomorrow. It's possible. There could still be. There could be a little bit of hail east of Georgian Bay, so it's mainly another hail event tomorrow. I don't think anything too strong tornado-wise, but again, crazier things have happened. We'll have to see what does occur. But yeah, stranger things have happened, so we'll be watching closely. We may stream tomorrow, we may not, depending on how the environment develops. But nonetheless, I think that's probably it for the evening. And a huge thank you to everybody for joining us on the live stream. A huge thank you to Brennan for being there always and helping with all the graphics and all the stuff, causing chaos, being unhinged, classic Brennan stuff. Thank you so much to Alana as well too. Appreciate all of your help. And say good night, folks.
Good night, everyone.
I don't know if Alana's still there or not. She might not be at this exact moment.
She might have fallen asleep. She's not used to being up
she probably
this
fell
late.
asleep. I sang her to sleep or something. Yeah,
give her a minute to defend herself.
No, she's probably reading a book or something like that. It's all good. She's checked out. No worries. It's when it's song time. It's okay to check out. It's fine. It's all good. Thank you so much, everyone. We appreciate it. Have yourself a wonderful night, and we will talk to you very soon. Bye-bye.